coming up next on Game Time. For the first time, Game Time comes to Lafayette Christian, the two-time champions in Division IV, making the bump up to Division III Class 2A football, and they have a huge test here tonight, taking on the Westgate Tigers, who are expected to go a long way in the Class 4A playoffs. Hello, everyone. I'm Jeff Palermo once again with my broadcast partner, Jason DeQueer. It's hot outside. Stay inside and watch this game, and you will not be disappointed. We have Division I prospects galore in this contest, plus two really good teams.
Yeah, we do. And as soon as you walk up to the stadium tonight, it feels like a playoff atmosphere.
Yeah.
You see tailgating, the fans are out early, and these are two exceptional ball clubs. Even though different classification, actually the 4A school, Westgate, talking to Coach Antoine, feels like he comes in as the underdog in this football game.
Yeah, they are actually probably smaller than the Class 2A Lafayette Christian team. Let's take a look at some of our key players in this one, and we'll focus in on some of those Division I prospects as we take a look. First of all, for Westgate, they got a dynamic duo at wide receiver.
Yeah, probably the best duo of wide receiver in the entire state. With Booty, you see him there, the LSU two are really going to
We want to apologize for the technical difficulties, but you got an idea looking at all the stats as far as the key players in this one. Westgate and Lafayette Christian. We kick off the 2019 season when we come back here on Game Time.
Game Time on Your View is brought to you by Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance, ready to serve you with auto, homeowners, life insurance, and more. Real service, real people. ITI Technical College, your key to a better life. And by Peak Performance. At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete and everyone stronger, faster, better. Check out yourview.com for in-depth high school football coverage.
Hey, Joe Martin here. You've seen our commercials over the years, and you may be wondering, what's in it for me? Well, ITI Technical College has been selected by Forbes magazine as a top 32-year college. But even more than that, the reason we do this is you. Our tagline is for a better life, and we mean that, for you to be able to have the life you've always dreamed about, to do the things for your family you've always dreamed about. And it can begin here, where we are dedicated to your success, because here at ITI, the reason we do it is you.
We're here at Podna's Barbecue, Louisiana's best barbecue. I've got the owner, Gerald Hopper, and you've got mouth-watering, fall-off-the-bone ribs.
Well, they're slow cooked, I can tell you that. We smoke them every day. If we're out of ribs, it's because the firewood was wet and we didn't have time to finish them off.
Tim McGraw said you got the best baked beans in the world.
And Tim McGraw was right.
Podna's Barbecue, Louisiana's best barbecue. Stop by today for some of those slow-cooked ribs.
Florida at Don Moore and Sherwood Forest at I-12.
We're so gallantly streamed, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
It's September 6th, week 1 of the high school football season, but it feels like early August, middle August, late July, however you want to put it. It is a hot summer night in Louisiana. Look at that, 94. No chance of rain and barely a breeze out there. I don't think it's even 1 mile. It might be like a half a mile.
No chance of rain. There's going to be a lot of wetness out there because of all the sweat. But that's, you see the sun going down and it's still 94 degrees. But, you know, they have water breaks in high school football. They'll make sure they take them, and these players going to have to stay hydrated.
Let's take a look at our keys to the game in this one. First of all, for the Westgate Tigers, who went 7-5 last season.
Well, they want to eliminate LCA's big plays. They've got big play capability. Want to try to contain those guys. And then their quarterback, Brennan Landry's confidence. He's going to be real key to getting this Westgate offense going. Try not to ask him to do too much, but get it out there to Booty and Son, the skill players. And then for Lafayette Christian, they also want to limit the big plays. We talked about Booty and Son in the open, and then win the battle in the trenches. The big guys down low, that's where they believe they have the advantage.
The Knights have won 20 in a row. For more on tonight's matchup, let's bring in the third member of our broadcast crew, Kate Adams, who's trying to stay cool down on the sidelines.
Thanks, Jeff. I definitely am, but the Lafayette Christian Academy became an LHSA member school back in 2013. That's actually at the beginning of the split championships. But look, it did not take the Knights long to be considered an elite program in the Lafayette Prep Division. The Knights are back-to-back Division IV state champs. And what is their goal this season? Well, starting off, win tonight's game. Next, win their division. And last but certainly not least is to win that third state championship. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Kate. And it's going to be a tough road this season for Lafayette Christian. They've moved up to Division III. Notre Dame will be in their way if they try to get to the state championship game. This is a big game for LCA going up against a 4A school. Later on in the season, they will take on Notre Dame, who is in their district. There's a look at the head football coach for the Westgate Tigers. That's Ryan Antoine in his 8th season. Last year, Westgate lost its season opener to Catholic High New Iberia 48-21. But this was a Tigers team that really finished the season strong last year. They won 3 in a row, got into the playoffs, won their first playoff game since 2013 before bowing out in the second round to Bastrop.
First quarter is brought to you by Rebecca Gidry with Approved Mortgages.
A moment ago, you saw the first-year head coach for the Lafayette Christian Knights, Jacardi Carter, former, and he still is, the current defensive coordinator, but he's been the defensive coordinator here for LCA during this championship run. LCA won the toss, they deferred. Westgate will receive, and I hate to keep harping on the heat, but it's going to be a huge factor in this game, Jason, and we'll see how well these teams hydrated coming into this game.
Yeah, one of the things I want to see is how it's going to impact LCA. They have a lot of players that go both ways. Coach Antoine talked about it, and maybe that they could wear LCA down because they have so many two-way players.
Jeff Obey ready to kick it off here as he replaces Colin LaHaye, who was a really good kicker for him. Kayshawn Booty, number 1, and Jordan Doucette, number 13, ready to return. And we're going to get to see the LSU commitment. Booty from his own 8. Able to avoid one tackler and then gets banged out of bounds. Very close to a late hit there. There has been some chirping back and forth between these two schools all summer long, and so we're anticipating an intense battle. There's the sophomore starting quarterback for Westgate. They'll actually use 2 QBs, but they're going to start it with Brennan Landry as he is replacing a good one, Markirik Eddy, who's now over at Jackson State. He was the starting quarterback last year. Brennan Landry, though, as a freshman, led the JV team to an undefeated season last year, including a couple of wins over the Knights on the JV level. And the first play from scrimmage for Westgate goes absolutely nowhere. Stephen Antoine, the ball carrier there, he has the task of trying to replace Tyrese Jackson. Westgate, they return 3 starters on that offensive line. Nedeth and Castillo are both all-district players last year, and then you got Benny Druyet as well. Jordan Doucette is a good receiver, and he catches the pass here on the screen and only gets a couple of yards, maybe 1 or 2. That's about it. Let's take a look at the Knights defense. This was a great unit last year. Allowed just 68 points all season long. Sage Ryan is a 2-time All-State player. We already told you about him. But how about their linebackers? Nicholas Picard, Princeton Malbrew, who's just a great leader. Dylan Burrell, 10 tackles for a loss last season, even though he's not the biggest guy on that defensive line. And then also there, it's Fitzgerald West, who's not in the starting lineup, but they are really thinking some big things for him as a sophomore. Landry throws it to Booty, who's got the first down and more, and still on his feet. Down he goes at the 50-yard line. The touchdown saving tackle there for Anthony Richard, a first-year starter at corner, and Kayshawn Booty, 23 yards there.
And we talked about building Landry's confidence. This is a confident throw, 3rd and long. Get it to your playmakers, Booty, and you can see what he can do after the catch and yards after the catch there.
Swing it out, and another positive play here for Westgate, about 5 or 6 yards, and there's their other Division I commitment. McColvin's son, who is committed to Kansas State. He's a vocal leader on this team. Had 46 catches last year, 9 touchdowns. As you take a look at his numbers, Jacardi Carter, the head coach for LCA, says he's very shifty with a little wiggle to him, and he certainly can make some people miss. A transfer from New Iberia High School. Might play cornerback in college. We'll see what happens there, but right now he is a terrific wide receiver for the Tigers, who are on the move on their opening drive of the 2019 season. For the 44-yard line, 2nd down and 5. And Landry has plenty of time. Lofts one downfield, intercepted. Sage Ryan with the interception. Check that. That's Brylan Green, number 19, with the interception. The sophomore had 2 interceptions last year. Gets his first there, as that ball had a little too much air on it, Jason.
Yeah, and Coach Antoine said, look, we're going to stick with some of the lumps and bruises we're going to take with having Landry being young back there. On this one, it was just great coverage and didn't get the ball out there far enough. As you can see, that ball needed to be thrown further down the field, so only his receiver could get it or no one else, but underthrown there, and that's a great play. Good concentration there by LCA in picking that football off. But at the end of the day, that long throw down the field almost operates like a punt, so it doesn't necessarily hurt you there.
No, they'll start at their own 15-yard line, as now the Knights take over on their first drive of the 2019 season. That's Sage Ryan in motion, and we have some movement on the line of scrimmage, and it looks like a offsides penalty on Westgate.
Yeah, it looked like Lockett right there in the middle may have jumped.
There's a look at Errol Rogers. Slow to get up, and he'll have to leave the football game for just one play because his helmet came off. And for Westgate, that is Garrick Arsenault.
Yeah, and it was close as to whether the ball actually came out before his knee touched, but no review, and nevertheless LCA was able to recover.
the broadcast. Here's a pass that is dropped right there in the breadbasket for the intended receiver, and that is Sage Ryan, who, man, he is sure-handed. 10 touchdown catches last year, caught 2 touchdowns in the Jamboree last week, but he just flat-out dropped that one.
Yeah, unlike Ryan, and probably their best player on offense and defense in terms of playmaking ability, and, you know, EJ able to get out there on that rollout, hit his man, but just didn't look that football in, probably trying to pick up yards before he actually caught the football.
Errol Rogers replacing Zachary Clement, who threw for 1,700 yards, 31 touchdowns last year, so some big shoes to fill. Kyle Carmouche is the offensive coordinator as Rogers flushed out of the pocket. He can run, obviously, and he gets up to the 30, and that's enough for the first down. Needed to get to the 25, and Rogers uses his legs. He's 4.5 speed, and the senior picks up the first down for the Knights. Let's take a look at LCA's starting lineup. Noah Bello, he's a warrior on that offensive line. Charles Gwynn, Kylan LeBlanc, 295 pounds. There's some big boys on that O-line for LCA. And then that wide receiving crew, Dane Wallace had 3 catches last year. Riggs had a catch. And Ethan Lang is getting some Division III. But look at this. Logan Gabriel is just a bruiser when he runs the football. And he gets the ball in the Westgate territory to the 45. 26 yards.
Gabriel is fun to watch when he gets going. Runs behind those pads, but very fortunate. Watch at the beginning of the play, almost a bad exchange. Ball pops out, but Gabriel just almost treats it like a shotgun snap to him, and his head gets going, and he can just barrel runners over, as you saw there.
Rogers running it, stiff arm, then gets hit hard near the sidelines, up to the 36-yard line. Very close to another first down as the Knights are on the move here. Lafayette Christian returns 9 starters on offense, and this Westgate defense really finished last year on a bad note. They gave up 77 points in 2 playoff games, but they feel like they're better this year with Ryan Charles Stewart entering his 2nd season as the defensive coordinator. Kenry Turiak, he is a leader on that defensive line. And here on 2nd down, they only get about a yard or 2, and that's about it.
They got 300 pounders inside. Get on the ball. Let's go.
First down there for Lafayette Christian. As there you look at Logan Gabriel, who recently committed to Northwestern State.
Boy, he is a load. I mean, he is solid. Big running back there. Loves to get north and south.
Gets it again. Average 10 yards a carry. Won't get that here, but he still picks up 4 or 5 yards as he just falls forward. Let's look at Gabriel's stats from a season ago. Look at that. That's pretty impressive what he was able to do.
And thus far on this opening drive by LCA, I think Rogers has been really the difference. Being able to use his legs as a dual threat quarterback, picking up some key first downs.
Another big hole for Gabriel, and he's on the way down the 15 to the 12-yard, 13-yard line.
Well, and we talked in the outset, LCA wants to win the war in the trenches, and right now they are doing it. Nothing fancy here, just a straight give off tackle, and Gabriel doing just the work, the dirty work now, pounding the football.
Yeah, if you look at that Lafayette Christian offensive line, that is not your typical two-way football offensive line. Now running it is Sage Ryan, and Ryan busts through for a touchdown.
Well, he makes good for that drop earlier in this series, and as we mentioned, Sage Ryan will line up all over the field. We've seen him line up at wide receiver, this time at the running back. We're going to see him play some defensive back, but he is just one of those special athletes, can play multiple positions and able to follow that big offensive line you just mentioned, Jeff, right up the middle there and into pay dirt.
13-yard touchdown run and a deflating drive for Westgate, who hoped this season that they'd be a little bit better on defense, but they are going to be tested here tonight against all the skill position players and a solid offensive line that LCA brings to the field. The extra point is good. Sage Ryan gets into the end zone for the first of many times this season. Lafayette Christian is up. This is Game Time on Your View.
Tonight's Game Time keys to the game are brought to you by Visit Baton Rouge. It's not just the capital city, it's the hub of all things Louisiana. Find out more about all the Red Stick has to offer at visitbatonrouge.com.
He worked in construction at 15, pulled wire, installed conduit, then built one of Louisiana's most successful businesses. Conservative outsider Eddie Risponi.
I'm Eddie Risponi. Today we employ thousands of Louisianians. We did it with hard work, not higher taxes, worker training, not welfare handouts. I'm Eddie Risponi. I've spent most of my life helping create good jobs, thousands of jobs, and that's exactly what I'll do as your governor.
Tonight's Game Time starting lineups are brought to you by Peak Performance. At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete and everyone. Stronger, faster, better. Choose Peak.
Sage Ryan gets into the end zone for Lafayette Christian on the 13-yard touchdown run, and the Knights lead at 7-0. Jeff Palermo, Jason DeQuare, and Kate Adams down on the sidelines. So they take advantage of the interception deep in their own territory, and they go down the field and picked up a key third down. And once they moved the chains once, they were pretty unstoppable on offense.
Yeah, give a lot of credit to the quarterback. Two different styles of quarterback. Because Rogers was a former wide receiver, he can really use his legs. And you see there Sage Ryan, their do-it-all guy on the sideline there, able to stick it into the end zone.
So here is a chance again for Booty. Booty gets a nice block across the 40, back into LCA territory to the 42-yard line. Smooth runner, Jason.
He is. He really is. And, man, he looks like a great wide receiver. Obviously, LSU commit. Other schools looking at him as well. But that's a heck of a return and eats up a lot of yards quickly. Watch how fast. I mean, he never even really looks like he gets to his top speed, but just good vision and just getting around there. It doesn't look like he's running fast, but he's booking it out there.
44-yard return, gets the ball up to the 41-yard line. And let's see how Brennan Landry responds after throwing the interception. They get it to Sun, and Sun is brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Brylan Green, who got that interception on the last drive, brings down the receiver, Sun, right away.
Well, let's see if Landry can rebound on this drive a little bit. His coaches talked to they really want to stick with him. I thought he made some good opening throws. Of course, trying to get it to his key receivers and maybe just asked him to do too much on that opening series when he forced the ball down the field.
We have a timeout, a water hydration timeout, which is very important on a night like tonight. Lafayette Christian leads it over Westgate, but the Tigers have the ball in LCA territory. More coming up. This is Game Time.
Hey, Joe Martin here. You've seen our commercials over the years, and you may be wondering, what's in it for me? Well, ITI Technical College has been selected by Forbes magazine as a top 32-year college. But even more than that, the reason we do this is you. Our tagline is, for a better life. And we mean that, for you to be able to have the life you've always dreamed about, to do the things for your family you've always dreamed about. And it can begin here, where we are dedicated to your success, because here at ITI, the reason we do it is you.
I'm Brett Favre. As a quarterback in the NFL, if I didn't stay focused, I ended up on my back or worse. Even the smallest distraction could make a good play or offensive drive come to an end. When you're in a car, the smallest distraction could end much more than a drive. It could end someone's life. Just like I refuse to lose on the field, I refuse to lose someone I love to distracted driving. And you should too. Focus on the road. Don't drive distracted. A message from Farm Bureau Insurance.
Senior Medicare Patrol is a federally funded program of the Administration for Community Living. In Louisiana, Florida, Mississippi, and Wisconsin, Senior Medicare Patrol is sponsored by EQ Health Solutions. Our mission is to empower and assist Medicare beneficiaries, their families, and caregivers to prevent, detect, and report healthcare fraud, errors, and abuse through outreach, counseling, and education. You should also call 877-272-8720 or visit stopmedicarefraud.org for more information.
Back here at Lafayette Christian High School for our first broadcast from this school that was opened in 1974. This is the 7th year LCA has competed in the LHSAA. On second down, they run it, but going nowhere is Stephen Antoine. Great job by the defender, Caleb Aguillard. And it's third down coming up. Let's send it down to the field, and Kate Adams. Kate?
Thanks, Jeff. Well, obviously, Tigers defensive coordinator, Coach Stewart, not too happy with his defense. He's over there on the sideline talking to his defense, telling them, look, you've got to wake up and get your head in the game. Now is the time to make plays. Guys?
Thanks, Kate. Yeah, there was some lackadaisical plays there defensively for Westgate.
Well, and LCA's really controlling the line of scrimmage, both offensively and defensively, and that's where games are won.
Pressure coming on Landry. Got it away, and a catch by Booty. First down, Westgate. That was impressive.
Well, it was impressive by both players. One, Brennan Landry hanging in the pocket when you know you're going to get hit. And then Booty, if you want to see how to catch a football, watch him catch this ball with his hands. Look, he hangs in the pocket. He knows he's going to take the punishment. And you see Booty getting those hands out there and bringing that football in. That's what you call strong hands.
Dylan Burrell with the heat on Landry. Nice job by the sophomore QB. And now they pitch it to Booty. Booty trying to get a block. Good job by LCA. They're all over him, led by Sage Ryan. Ryan had 20 tackles last season. He's a 4-star recruit. Several schools looking at him, including LSU.
Well, and number 10, Richard, is key on this play. Although he doesn't make the tackle right here, he slows him up just enough for Sage Ryan and the rest of them to get out there and pursue him.
So now it's second down and 14 here for Westgate as you take a look at Richard. Richard and Jordan Allen, a couple of first-year starting cornerbacks for LCA. That's really the inexperience on that defense. They run right up the middle here and only a couple of yards for Stephen Antoine. And Westgate offensively, they're going to miss a guy like Tyrese Jackson. He was their leading rusher last year, who's now at Colorado State. And you could tell why they have some great wide receivers with Kayshawn Booty, Mark Colvin's son, and Jordan Doucette. They're going to miss that running game, and Ryan Antoine wishes Tyrese Jackson was out there, but they'll see what they can do with Stephen Antoine, and we'll probably see Keedron Callaghan out there as well, number 6 for Westgate. Over the middle, incomplete, and there is a flag, and I thought there was one coming. Anthony Richard, I thought, was a little too early on that hit.
Yeah, and that's one of those bang-bang, the slants. Receiver gets inside position on him, and probably enough to pick up that first down, but as you mentioned, Richard draped over him, calling a little tight there.
Defensive pass interference, number 10 on the defense. The 15 yards will be enough for a first down.
Our referee tonight, Boyd Guy, along with Troy Hill, who's our umpire, our linesman, Lonnie Lachele, line judge, Brett Hilton, back judge, Sean Williams, game clock operator, Hodges Brown, and our play clock operator, Felton Baptiste. And something new again here in high school football, the 40-second play clock. So there's 40 seconds on the clock right now. There you see it's normally, or was in the past, just 25 seconds. From the 15-yard line, quick pass here. Here's Booty, and a good open field tackle. And that's what LCA needs to do as Brylan Green on the tackle. They like putting pressure on the quarterback, so they put their defensive backs on the island, and they expect them to make open field tackles like this.
And this is a heck of a play by Green on one of the top players in the state. And if you can do that in the open field and wrap up, and really, that's like a running play for Westgate. That's what they need on first down. Pick up some chunks of yardage, and if you continue to shut that down, it's going to make it harder for Landry in this offense.
Second down and 11 as Westgate is inside the Farm Bureau Insurance red zone. Booty playing a little wildcat quarterback, and he'll drag a few tacklers up to the 11-yard line. It'll be third down and about 5 here for Westgate. Westgate does have a good field goal kicker in Connor Scott, who kicked a 47-yard field goal in the scrimmage. So if they don't get much here, they can send that field goal unit out there and at least get some points on this drive.
And it looks like Booty back in the Wildcat here.
And Booty will hand it off, but nothing happening. Brought down Princeton Malbrew. a great tackler. 81 tackles last year. He's got an offer from Louisiana Tech. He makes a big play there on third down.
Well, they'll bring on the kicking unit, and what I sense here, Jeff, is just losing a little confidence in their quarterback early on. He threw the pick, and you're down here in the red zone, and you're trying to get it more into your playmaker's hands, so you pull Landry out the game and do a direct shotgun snap there, run the Wildcat on 3rd and long.
33-yard field goal for Connor Scott, who has talked to LSU about being a preferred walk-on. Oh, and he missed that one badly. Way to the right. Not a good kick there, and another possession that comes up empty here for Westgate. Never hooked it, Jason.
Yeah, just not the start Westgate wants offensively. First possession through an interception. This actually sustained a pretty good drive here, but a very reliable kicker as you see him there, and just pushed that one out wide. Couldn't get that old draw to work on.
So let's see what kind of adjustments Westgate has made defensively to try to slow down this LCA offense. There you take a look at Connor Scott last year. 4 of 7 from field goals, 24 of 26 extra point, but that one just never had a chance. Errol Rogers and company out there now for LCA. First down and 10 at the 21-yard line, and they run it, and Westgate was ready for him. As Logan Gabriel gets maybe a yard or two as the Tigers stuff that one up the middle. And they got some big kids. Parker Nelson, number 78 for Westgate. He needs to have a big game. He's close to 300 pounds as you look at him right there. He's got to be that run stuffer if Gabriel's going to be running right up the middle all night.
Yeah, and LCA doesn't have quite the talent at the receiver position, so you're going to see a lot of Rogers and Gabriel in this game. I think they're going to carry the load along with Sage Ryan at times.
Second down and 6. Rogers now will flip it out, and Westgate, good pursuit defensively there. Shutting that play down. There defensively for Westgate was Garrick Arsenault, and the receiver on this one, Darian Riggs. Pass wasn't really very good here, though.
No, this was good pursuit. Obviously, Rogers' first look was down the field and then trying to just kind of dump it off to Riggs as the release valve, and good pursuit there by Westgate.
Darian Riggs, you look at him, a sophomore, just one catch a season ago. Third down. Let's see if Westgate can get off the field. Under 30 seconds to go in this opening quarter.
And this is where you have to watch for Rogers to take off on you.
And Rogers loses the ball, stays on his feet, now trying to hunt for that first down marker, and he'll come up short. Good job once again, Kevin Turiak. Got up there for Westgate to knock him out of bounds, and LCA will have to bring on the punt team, I believe.
Rogers is trying to convince the coach to go for it. You can see him, anytime you see him twirling their hand like that, they're trying to convince the coordinator to go. Watch this. Rogers tries to take off early, but drops the football. You can see he really gets comfortable trying to escape, get out in the open field, and make something happen. And just a little short of the first down. Now, I think this is pushing it here to try to go for it. You're up 7-0, and you're kind of deep in your own territory. Let's see if they actually go for it or try to draw them off.
Fourth down and a long one.
Yeah, you can see him. Given the hard head count, I think they're just trying to draw them off here.
8 seconds on that play clock and counting. You got 3 on the play clock. They're going for it. Gabriel, the carry and the first down. Wow. Gutsy play there for the first-year head coach. Jacardi Carter going for it.
Boy, that is really gutsy. And I think that's one of those plays where you look to the sideline and the coaches kind of make that final decision. Hey, are we going to draw them off or call a timeout, or are we going to try to punch it forward? And you can see the big back there, the Northwestern commit Gabriel, really get a load of steam and pick up that first down.
1 quarter in the books from Lafayette Christian High School. And the Knights, they are looking for their 21st consecutive win. Westgate hoping for a special season in New Iberia. 3 more quarters to go.
Tonight's Game Time starting lineups are brought to you by ITI Technical College, your key to a better life. Check out the stories behind the games. Visit yourview.com/Louisiana.
He worked in construction at 15, pulled wire, installed conduit, then built one of Louisiana's most successful businesses. Conservative outsider Eddie Risponi.
I'm Eddie Risponi. Today we employ thousands of Louisianians. We did it with hard work, not higher taxes, worker training, not welfare handouts. I'm Eddie Risponi. I've spent most of my life helping create good jobs, thousands of jobs, and that's exactly what I'll do as your governor.
Tonight's Game Time keys to the game are brought to you by Podna's Barbecue. Slow cooked, fall off the bone perfection, and the best baked beans in America. For more Game Time high school football coverage, check out yourview.com.
7-0 is our score as Lafayette Christian whipped the ball after going for it on 4th down in their own end, and they lead Westgate 7-0. Don't miss any of the action this season. Go to yourview.com/football and sign up for the Game Time newsletter to get previous week's highlights, stories, and recruiting news, along with previews of upcoming matchups. Get the action delivered straight to your inbox by visiting yourview.com. 12 rushes for 92 yards right now for Lafayette Christian for Logan Gabriel. 1st and 10 at the 35 as we begin the second quarter. Rogers under all kinds of pressure, and they're going to get to him. A host of Tigers there to bring him down, led by Zion Madison, and also there Kennery Turiak, who wears number 8, which is a special number for Westgate. That's the number that goes to one of the team leaders every year.
Well, I see Westgate. They're trying to bring some pressure down and force Rogers to make some earlier decisions, not let him run around back there, or also trying to plug those gaps and not let Gabriel get going either.
Last year, Westgate gave up 30 points a game, had a hard time stopping the run, and gave up too many big plays last season. Rogers gets hit from behind once again, behind the line of scrimmage. Nice whack on that play from the Tigers.
Yeah,
that looked to be Daniel Heron.
Good open field tackle by Heron. Now it forces LCA into a 3rd and long situation, and this is not going to be a comfortable spot for them either. And so here's a real opportunity for Westgate to get off the field on 3rd down.
3rd down and 18 from the 25-yard line. Need to get to about the 44-yard line. 12 seconds on the play clock as LCA still getting the play in here. Out there offensively is Timothy Cotton. Rogers has to get out of the pocket again. Can Rogers get 18 yards? Ooh. Big hit there as he loses the ball, but it's out of bounds, and Rogers never actually went down. And the clock is rolling somehow. I guess he wasn't out of bounds.
Wow, let's see this. This happens across the field from us. And, Rogers has really been using his legs a lot, even on 3rd down. And here you see him using his speed. Let's see where the collision comes. Yeah, he cuts back and gets whacked. Ball does fall out of bounds.
10-yard run there. And the clock's still rolling for some reason. 4th down and 9. They got to get their punter out there. A little slow getting the punter out on the field right now.
Yeah. Well, Rogers was trying to convince him to go for it again. I think, no, we've already pressed our luck once. There you get a good look at the play cock.
Drake Woodson with the punt. That's a good punt. Fair catch called, and it takes, then it picked up on one hand, or on one bounce, and a great open field tackle from LCA's Anthony Richard on another nice tackle. And Westgate will start from their own 23. Booty, some good hands there to pick it up.
Yeah, that's always a dangerous play bouncing around back there. Westgate can't afford another turnover. Able to pick it up, but a great tackle there by Richard.
45-yard punt. And we'll see the Westgate offense for a 3rd time here tonight. So far, a turnover and a missed field goal. They've been able to drive the ball twice into LCA territory. Still looking for their first points of the 2019 season. Brennan Landry back out there at quarterback. Another guy we may see also is Jaquilin Allen, a senior who will give him a little bit of a different look. Here's a run right up the middle, and this is a nice run for Stephen Antoine, and it's enough for a 1st down to the 36-yard line.
And this is what Westgate needed. They have not been productive on 1st down. Now you can see the quick tempo. You get that big play on 1st down, your offense can get some rhythm. That's what they've been needing all night.
1st down run there, 13-yard pickup for Antoine. And they go right back to him. And Antoine's got another first down. He's running with a purpose now. Gets 14 yards on that carry.
And that's how you help your young quarterback. Antoine doing a good piece of running here. But now, see, they're much more in rhythm, and you can now start go to some of your other stuff, your dink and dunk stuff.
Third time is not a charm. Only a yard or two that time on that carry. Might as well just keep going with it, right?
Yeah, hey, until they stop it. But if they can get that little inside run going, it's going to make life a lot easier for Son and Booty, these receivers out on the edge.
Only a 1 yard carry that time. They go right back to him once again. Made a nice little move. Gets up to the 45-yard line before Drake Woodson, who had 75 tackles, brought him down after a gain of 4. And it's now 3rd down and 5. So they'll ask the sophomore QB to make a play here.
Yeah, but much more manageable. As you mentioned, 3rd and 5. He had been in 3rd and long situations. That's tough for a young quarterback, as you saw Antoine over there getting a breather.
Yeah, he certainly needs it after 5 straight carries. And keeping it, Landry that throws almost an intercepted. That was right in the hands of Anthony Richard, and that's a mistake there by the sophomore QB. Boy, that could have been to the house, and he might have been past the line of scrimmage, too.
Yeah, let's see. There's a flag. I didn't know if he was past the line of scrimmage. Didn't look like it there.
Passer, number 24.
Roughing the passer. Roughing the passer?
15 yards. Wow.
Well, the question is,
yeah, that's a good call.
Does Landry now have to come out the game? It looks like he does. His helmet came off, even though it was roughing the passer. He's going to come out the game for a play, and now, as you mentioned, we'll see Allen into the football game here. And Jaquan Allen is a change of pace quarterback, a lot faster. He's got speed on the edges. He's also got a good arm, too. They plan to play him some this game.
He played a lot in week 2 of last year against Jeanneret, and here's a nice run off the right side. That's Kevian Sophis on the carry. And Westgate's got the run game going right now.
They're going to come right back with Landry. I was going to see maybe if they try to show LCA a new look with Allen at quarterback, but they're coming back right here to Landry.
2nd down and 4, and now we have a whistle. I'm not sure what the stoppage is all about.
A little communication there between the referees and making sure everything's in order.
Stephen Antoine is back out there to join Brennan Landry in the backfield. Booty is the wide receiver to the near side. Pump fake now towards the end zone, and it's behind the receiver, Jordan Doucette. And that'll bring up 3rd down here. Probably 4-down territory, though, for the Tigers.
And I know they want to take a deep shot, but I'm not a big fan of that. That's asking a lot from your young quarterback to make a perfect throw across the field in the corner of the end zone. Your running game is going well by Antoine. Now maybe look for that slant or something quick to Booty and keep this tempo going.
Ryan Antoine, the head coach, played at Louisiana Tech. Here's a quick pass and just too much mustard on that one. No chance. Bringing up 4th down, and Westgate has another drive here that may stall in LCA territory.
See, that's the play I was looking for on 2nd down. Try to get something in there so now you don't put yourself into this 4th down situation. Looks like they're going to keep that. Clearly, they don't have a kicker that can reach from this distant. Punting, you may not pick up any yards, so kind of that area where you're almost forced to go for it.
4th down and 4. Landry with the hard count, now with the check to the sidelines. Plenty of time on the play clock here, so Westgate can take their time. Booty is the wide receiver at the bottom of your screen. And then Son is the wide receiver nearest to you on the trips to the top of your screen. And it's off the hands of the receiver, incomplete, and then another drive for Westgate dies in LCA territory. And even if that wide receiver catches the ball, Kevian Sophis, I don't think they get the 1st down there.
No, and the LCA defensive backs are playing press coverage, and they're jumping these little short, these little hot routes. They are not going to give up these hot routes. Right here, you can see they're jumping these things, and as soon as they're hitting the receiver, LCA is covering that up. So, as you mentioned, even if he had caught the football, was likely not to get the 1st down. Take a look at Coach Carter there. I know he's trying to figure it out.
And Lafayette Christian has a new quarterback out there. That's Ryan Roberts. But they still hand it off to their big running back, Logan Gabriel, who drags a couple tacklers to the 43-yard line. Oh, he is fun to watch.
Yeah, he's a load. We saw a big back like this in the Jamboree, and tell you what, it takes a couple guys to bring him down. And just a load. Loves contact.
19-yard run for the senior All-State running back. Roberts will flip it over here to Dane Wallace, and Wallace will get LCA about 3 yards on the play.
And when they come in with the new quarterback, as you see there, they'll take Rogers and move him out to wide receiver, which is actually his natural position and where he's committed to play in college.
Yeah, so Rogers is still out on the field, not an injury here, just getting another quarterback, and again, gives the opposing team something else to think about. 2nd down and 6 here for Roberts, and they hand it off to Gabriel. And Gabriel gets to the 49, a gain of 3 for Logan Gabriel.
Well, on a night where we really thought they were going to spread it out and get in a lot of these receivers' hands and see big chunks of yardage and high scoring, it's really been the battle of the running games, right up the middle in the trenches.
3rd down and 4. Here's the flip out to Errol Rogers, and Rogers cannot make the defender miss. Good job defensively for Westgate, as on the tackle was Jaden Dotrieve. I tell you what, I didn't mean to interrupt, Jason. I mean, outside of the first drive where LCA scored, I think the tackling's been really good for the first game.
Well, it has, and you know that was the emphasis by both teams this week. And each team really trying to spread the ball, quick dinks and dunks to their skill position players, and you have to wrap up and make good tackles. They've both done that.
Water hydration timeout. Lafayette Christian still leading 7-0. This is Game Time on Your View, Louisiana.
I'm Brett Favre. As a quarterback in the NFL, if I didn't stay focused, I ended up on my back or worse. Even the smallest distraction could make a good play or offensive drive come to an end. When you're in a car, the smallest distraction could end much more than a drive. It could end someone's life. Just like I refuse to lose on the field, I refuse to lose someone I love to distracted driving. And you should too. Focus on the road. Don't drive distracted. A message from Farm Bureau Insurance.
Attention to detail makes the world go round. At Baker Printing, our approach to the printing business is very simple. Treat it as if it were your own. That's not always an easy job, but it comes from the top down in our company. We thrive on the unique jobs. Bottom line, we take care of our customers' projects as if they were our very own. At Baker Printing, attention to detail makes our world go round.
Friday Night Lights in Lafayette as LCA leading Westgate 7-0. 6 minutes to go before halftime. Thought we'd see some more points in this game. Still has that potential, though, because there's too many good athletes out in the field. Joshua Membreno gets off another good punt, and here's Booty. Gets hit as he caught it, spins away from a defender, dodges another one, and gets up to the 26-yard line. One of those guys, Jason, that when the ball is in this young man's hands, you have to stop, take a deep breath, and just watch, because it could be something big could happen.
Yeah, on any play, and great concentration catching that football and making a few people miss, and they're going to need a big play from him tonight. We have not seen him get loose other than on a kickoff return, but they're going to need to see him get loose from that wide receiver position.
Great speed. Ran the 200 meters in March at 20.87 seconds. Currently committed to LSU. Nice little spin move there by the ball carrier to get himself up to the 29-yard line, and that is Stephen Antoine, who looks like a different player here in the second quarter. Jason wasn't running with this kind of determination in the first quarter. Oh, bad snap. And Allen's got to go back and get it, or did Malbrew get it? I think Jaquel and Allen got back to it. And it's now 3rd and long here as Westgate.
Wow, that hurts. You get a little momentum on offense in the last couple series, and then, man.
I'm not sure where that snap was supposed to go. That's a loss of 14. Timeout, I think, for the Tigers here. See if they can collect themselves and figure out something. They got 3rd and long coming up here, down by 7.
Well, it looks like they're talking to Allen there, but they're looking to put Landry back in the football game. And as much as you want to pick up this 3rd and long, one of the keys right here is don't do anything to create a bad turnover, interception, or fumble down and give LCA a sharp field. So, dial up something safe, something that you can have confidence with in your young quarterback to try to execute, but if it's not there, don't force it.
You talked about it at the top of the broadcast, Jason, that it's a playoff atmosphere here. We had a chance to talk to Westgate coach Ryan Antoine about that before the game.
I mean, it just come out here and being ready for a big-time playoff atmosphere, week 1 game. Coach Falk and I are good friends, and we just want to make sure we come out here and match up and play against the team. We know we're the underdog. We want to come out here and just play our best football.
Referring to Trev Falk as Ryan Antoine, who was the head coach during those 2 championship seasons, and we'll talk a little bit more about this later on, but Trev Falk is back with the LCA program as director of operations. 3rd down and long here for Westgate, and on the run it's Landry, makes one guy miss, can't make the second guy miss, and they get back to where the drive started, which was the 26-yard line.
Well, and again, I know it's not a first down, but you do pick up some yardage to be able to punt the football, and the key was that you did not turn it over.
So out to punt now for Westgate for the first time here tonight is Colin LaHaye. By the way, Westgate, their special teams coordinator is a female, Christy Romero, who handles the special team job. She's been around the program a long time, PE teacher, and the kids really respect her, and she's the special teams coordinator. LaHaye's punt is a decent one. It's going to take a bounce here. And then it is going to be down at the 32-yard line. And that is a 42-yard punt for LaHaye. He's a good one. We told you that earlier. And a nice punt there. And LCA, who has not scored since their opening drive of the night, will take over at their own 32-yard line with just over 4 minutes to go before halftime.
Well, and you're seeing that, Jeff, you were talking about the female special teams coordinator. You're seeing that more and more, even at the NFL ranks. You got NBA coaches, and you even have a member of the U.S. soccer team trying out for one of the NFL teams. So.
Nice catch in the seam here for Errol Rogers, and Rogers across the 50 to the 48-yard line. And staying in there as quarterback, it's Ryan Roberts. 20 yards on the first play of this drive.
Well, and this is common for them to go to a different quarterback and see if they can get Rodgers loose at the wide receiver position.
Roberts will flip it over to Rodgers again, who can't hang on to that one, and it is a forward pass. This is a Lafayette Christian offense that scored 50 or more points 11 times last season. I mean, they just absolutely dominated 1A football season ago, winning the Division IV state championship game rather easily. In fact, their 2 state championship games, they played Ascension Catholic both times, one in 2017, 10-0, and then last year, 56-7.
But I was also going to say they've gone away from Gabriel a little bit here lately, maybe trying to give him a breather. He's back in the game now, but that's really been the workhorse of this offense.
2nd and 10, a whistle before the snap, and a flag is down on the field. We'll hear from our referee once again, Boyd Guy.
Dead ball, encroachment, number 45.
5-yard penalty against Westgate, now makes it 2nd and 5.
Well, it's going to be critical. 3:44, as you can see here in the second quarter. You mentioned, Jeff, we expected more points, but if Westgate can hold right here and not allow LCA to get in the end zone before the half, they are still in this game at a 7-0 game, even though their offense hadn't clicked.
Roberts is going to run, and he's got some room to run. A flag comes down, and this may be coming back. He got enough for the first down. As you can see, he got past the yardstick, but this could be coming back.
I think it is. Probably pick up a holding here where
holding 55 on the offense, 10 yards, replay, second down.
That's a big break here for this Westgate defense. That was going to be a 3rd and short situation.
Right there on the outside, yep.
Getting the
Kyron
edge.
Cormier, the senior.
Arms way outside on the pads. Right in plain view of the referee.
And just a reminder, holding is a spot of foul penalty in high school football. It's not in the NFL and college. It's an automatic just 10-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage. But not in high school football. It's 10 yards where the penalty occurred. So that backs them up here. 2nd down and 20. Going deep is Roberts. Too deep. And really never gave his receiver an opportunity. Dane Wallace, who was trying to get open on the far sidelines, and all of a sudden 3rd and 20 now here for LCA.
Yeah, they really got a big bail out there on that holding call, and now incompletion there on 2nd down. So here you are, 3rd down and forever to go. And for Westgate, got to play smart here. Keep it in front of you. Make sure that they don't pick up a 1st down or even a chunky yardage where they'd consider going for it on 4th.
Roberts, 4 men rushing him over the middle, and it's dropped. It was there. Ethan Lang couldn't hang on to it. It would have made it 4th down and 3. Probably they would have gone for it.
Absolutely they would have, and that was a ball that Lang really should have came up. It's a good throw by Roberts. Kind of low in a way, but where you want it on that slant, and man, that's in the breadbasket. You got to catch that one.
Membreno to punt, standing at his own 31-yard line, as Lang will think about that one for a little bit.
And here's where you have to be careful. He played well, 7-0. Booty back there to receive this punt, and got to make sure that he doesn't tie this game up real quick on you.
And now we have a flag. We'll see what this one is all about. Boyd Guide waiting to. Well, this is going to give LCA a free 5 yards. This is the 3rd offsides penalty called on Westgate here tonight. Well, maybe not. It's against LCA. They marked it off the wrong way.
Well, let's see. They're talking it over here. Not sure which way they want to go yet.
Dead ball, false start on the offense. Number 9, 5 yards.
All right. Gives Westgate even more opportunity here.
Chris Celestine, the guilty party.
If you're the punter, you kind of want to try to punt it away from number 1. Not let him catch this ball cleanly.
And this is a good punt. Booty will field it with a man in his grill, and he hangs on to it, and he's brought down right away.
Well, Booty is fearless. I mean, he did not signal fair catch, and those guys were waiting on it. As you mentioned, great hang time. Allowed the coverage team to get down there, and really Booty had no shot at getting the return off.
Last year, Lafayette Christian shut out their first 8 opponents, and so far they're pitching a shutout here tonight. Let's take a look at some of the defensive highlights from this Knights defense, as they have been all over these skill position players for Westgate. Getting turnovers, big interception there on the opening drive of the night for Westgate. And they've been able to bottle up Booty so far as well. Nothing happening there for Jordan Doucette. Great open field tackle by one of the leaders on that defensive side, Princeton Malbrew. Another flag here is all of a sudden a lot of laundry.
Encroachment, number 32.
Getting sloppy.
5 yards.
Again, Westgate getting more help. So here you're putting your quarterback in a 1st and short situation, 1st and 5. And so now it kind of opens up the playbook. I would expect maybe try to run your 3-4 minute offense here, get Antoine, see if you can get Antoine going again, chewing up some yardage.
Put a man in motion, that's Booty. They fake the handoff to him, and they give the ball to Antoine, as you mentioned. And he gets a few yards before he's wrapped up and brought down to the ground by Sebastian Oleski.
Yeah, I like the play call now, and you're keeping the distance short for your quarterback. Opens up the play clock, the playbook, second and short.
Back again, and nothing happening there for Antoine. Fights for maybe a yard, that's about it. Caleb Aguillard there defensively, and it's 3rd down and 2 here for the Tigers.
And if you're wondering, we keep calling Antoine, he is related to the head coach. I think he mentioned a second cousin or so, but there is some relationship there.
3rd down and a long one here. Brendan Landry will get underneath center. And they hand it off on a quick dive. It's a 1st down and more for Stephen Antoine. Up to the 47-yard line. Nice play there. Pickup of about 12. Let's send it down to the sidelines. And Kate Adams. Kate?
Thanks, Jeff and Jason. Well, I don't know how much you guys have been paying attention to the play clock, but this year the National Federation of High Schools started a new rule. It's the 40-second play clock. And basically, after a normal non-kick scrimmage down ends, the offense has about 40 seconds to snap the ball. Now, the NFHS decided to implement this rule this year because they wanted more consistent interval times in between plays. So the only time you don't use the 40-second play clock is any start of any period, overtime, or an administrative stoppage. So I'm going to explain to you guys right now what an administrative stoppage is. It could be a score, penalty administration, charge, team timeout, injury, helmet coming off of a player, measurement before and after a free kick, change of team possession, 1st down following a punt or field goal attempt, and like I said again, the start of each period, including each overtime period. Also, an official's timeout. So that's a lot of info, guys, but I'm going to send it back up to you.
So Jeff's going to keep up with all of that.
Well, for instance, this will be a 25-second play clock.
There you go.
Because of the stoppage and play there.
Yeah.
1st down and 10. And also, I alluded to this earlier in the broadcast, Jason, but once we get to the state championship games, we will have instant replay.
Yeah.
That will be very interesting. I'm not sure if coaches get challenges. I don't know how that's all going to work, but you've been calling for that, Jason. And
well, in big games, I mean, you know, in technology, I think it's time.
In the backfield right away for Lafayette Christian, making sure nothing was happening on that play. That was Drake Woodson defensively. And that is a loss, a big loss of 5 yards there. And we're under 2 minutes to go before halftime.
Yeah, trying to keep that running game going. Kind of switched to a veer look as you saw how they picked up the last 1st down. This time LCA was prepared for it. They're all over it. Now they're going to get back to kind of their customary offense and back in that shotgun.
Let's see if Brendan Landry can make a play here. Landry over the middle. Oh, big hit. But hanging on to the football is Son. What a catch. And Sage Ryan lit him up.
Boy, those are 2 of the best athletes you can see right now in high school football, and you saw why. First of all, give credit to Landry for sticking that ball in there, but watch Son in the concentration and watch the big-time hit by Ryan. And you know, the great thing about that, Jeff, it was all legal. No head-to-head, no...
Oh, they could have had the 1st down there, but Antoine couldn't catch it. Antoine had a spin. As we look again at the big hit.
That is how you tackle it. You can still hit hard without using your helmet, leaning with the shoulder pad. Well done, Sage Ryan. And you mentioned it, Jeff. What a big opportunity on that last play. Antoine coming out of the backfield, fooled LCA and just didn't catch the football.
And Son singled 1st down, but it wasn't 1st down, so.
When you get hit like that, you don't know where the 1st down marker is. You're just lucky to get off the ground.
Connor Scott out there to punt. 1:02 left. If you got a fake, maybe here you use it. And they don't. And this is good punt. Back at the 11-yard line for Sage Ryan, who gets undercut and hit from the top by Booty, but a nice tackle down low, too, by Kevin Sophis.
Well, now Westgate's got to be careful here. They've done, you know, good special teams play, good punt, LCA's backed up, 53 seconds left. You just got to keep everything underneath. I believe if Westgate can get into the half without giving up any more points, they're going to think, hey, Coach Antoine's going to think that's a real victory for us. The way we've played in this first half, we've kind of escaped one here.
38-yard punt. Ryan Antoine, a brave man with a long sleeve shirt tonight, or jacket. And Lafayette Christian is Gabriel trying to get going there, and Westgate able to wrestle him down a yard or two, and that's about it. And a little talking after that one. A physical game so far, and I'll say it again, Jason, I'm surprised we only have one touchdown on the board as we hit halftime.
Yeah, we thought it was going to be offensive fireworks, and yet we've shown up to a defensive battle here. Both of these defenses playing really well and tackling really well.
Roberts still in at quarterback. They give it to Gabriel, and Gabriel brought down right away. No chance to get going there as he was hit by Zion Madison. And that will likely be our final play of the first half. LCA scored on the first drive of the night for the Knights after getting an interception to end Westgate's first drive. The Tigers' first 3 drives of the night all ended in LCA territory. And it's been a defensive grudge match here tonight involving the Lafayette Christian Knights, 2-time champions in Division 4, going up against the Westgate Tigers, who are looking to get off to a good start this season after making it to the second round of the playoffs last year. Down to the field, and Kate Adams.
Thanks, Jeff. All right, Coach Carter, one of your keys to the game was to limit big plays. How do you feel your team is doing with that so far?
Besides a big kickoff and pass interference play, I think we did pretty good on limiting their big plays.
Let's talk a little bit about running back Logan Gabriel. How do you feel about his performance tonight, and what else do you think he could do?
So far, he's doing a pretty good job. He's running low, he's running hard, he's behind his pads, he's forceful, he's a load. So I love his effort.
Thank you for supporting. What are you going to tell your team at the half?
We got the lead. Let's keep on getting better. Offensively, let's take what they're giving us. Defensively, let's keep our intensity.
Thanks so much, Coach, and good luck.
Yes, ma'am.
Guys.
Jacardi Carter, first-year head coach, has his team up 7-0. Hard-hitting contest here tonight on a hot night in Lafayette. Halftime coming up. This is Game Time on Your View.
Game Time Halftime is brought to you by Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Ready to serve you with auto, homeowners, life insurance, and more. Real service, real people. Visit Baton Rouge. It's not just the capital city, it's the hub of all things Louisiana. Find out more about all the Red Stick has to offer at visitbatonrouge.com. ITI Technical College, your key to a better life. And by Peak Performance. At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete and everyone. Stronger, faster, better.
When I tore my ACL, I didn't think I'd ever be able to play soccer again. My doctor told me how important physical therapy would be, so I chose Peak. I'm glad I did. Now I'm stronger, faster, better than ever. Choose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
We're here at Podna's Barbecue, Louisiana's best barbecue. I've got the owner, Gerald Hopper, and you've got mouth-watering, fall-off-the-bone ribs.
Well, they're slow cooked, I can tell you that. We smoke them every day. If we're out of ribs, it's because the firewood was wet and we didn't have time to finish them off.
Tim McGraw said you got the best baked beans in the world.
And Tim McGraw was right.
Podna's Barbecue, Louisiana's best barbecue. Stop by today for some of those slow-cooked ribs.
Florida Donmore and Sherwood Forest at I-12.
Hey, Joe Martin here. You've seen our commercials over the years, and you may be wondering, what's in it for me? Well, ITI Technical College has been selected by Forbes magazine as a top 32-year college. But even more than that, the reason we do this is you. Our tagline is for a better life, and we mean that, for you to be able to have the life you've always dreamed about, to do the things for your family you've always dreamed about. And it can begin here, where we are dedicated to your success, because here at ITI, the reason we do it is you.
Exercising is my life, so when I had to stop because of my foot and ankle pain, I was absolutely devastated. I chose Peak, and they taught me how to relieve the pain. They really do bring out the athlete in everyone. Choose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Tonight's Game Time League standings are brought to you by Visit Baton Rouge. It's not just the capital city, it's the hub of all things Louisiana. Find out more about all the Red Stick has to offer at visitbatonrouge.com.
Halftime here from the Hub City is Lafayette Christian leading Westgate 7-0. Game 1 of the 2019 regular season. Cox Communications, the largest private telecom company in America, has launched Grand Stories just in time for Grandparents' Day on Sunday, September 8th. This initiative brings grandparents closer to their grandkids by teaching them how to make stronger connections with the people in their lives who matter the most.
Since her grandma's been gone, we don't see that much of each other.
I want Cody to know who I am. 할머니 나 이거 언제 배워줘 그러면서 내가 손녀를 볼 때마다 핸드폰만 보고 있어요. 손녀는
Select profile picture.
How's this? Have you taken a selfie before?
No.
Oh, okay.
손이 떨리고 마음이 떨려서 아무것도 안 돼.
I'm going to teach you how to do the video part.
Okay.
You're going to click on that.
Then I start.
Well, I got half of me.
Good? Yeah.
Hello, Jessica.
Hi, Cody.
Cut in.
I worked up enough nerve to ask her if she would dance with me.
오늘은 김치를 만들 겁니다. This is my Mahjong class that I'm doing today.
I love you so much. I can't wait to talk to you and hear from you soon.
Wow. Love it.
Broadband connectivity is most powerful when it creates a human connection, and Cox is helping to bring generational communication gaps by inspiring grandparents to explore where their grandkids live on social media. For more grand stories, visit cox.com/grandstories.
What time does the...
Let's now send it down to the field. Kate Adams has our Teacher of the Week from Lafayette Christian Academy.
Well, I have Cheryl Mesa here with me. She is this week's Teacher of the Week, so I want to present you with this wonderful plaque from Crown Trophy. But first of all, tell me what classes you teach.
I teach science classes and business.
Okay, so what do you do to motivate your students?
Actually, to motivate them, we try to encourage them and just really bring them to their highest potential, and really encourage their gifts. We get to know them pretty well, so we know where their strengths are, and we try to help build that.
What is the best science project that you've ever seen?
Oh gosh, we've had some really great science projects. We've had some just explosions, just chemical reactions that we've had in lab, and just making oxygen. Just really a lot of cool things.
Now, have any of your students that you taught gone off to do any type of medical research or anything like that?
Oh, absolutely. We have a tremendous group of young people that have left our school and have pursued, sciences in medicine, also in science research, actually in the space programs. We've got some in space programs as well. And really, in business, we have several accountants.
Well, that is pretty impressive to have all those people involved, especially ones that you've been able to teach. Congratulations again on being Lafayette Christian's Academy Week 1 Teacher of the Week, and thank you to Crown Trophy who are able to provide you with this beautiful plaque. I'm going to send it back up to the booth. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Kate. Take a break. Lafayette Christian leading Westgate 7-0. More of our halftime show on Yearview, Louisiana. This is Game Time. We'll be back after this.
Well, I've had back pain now and then, but it got so bad I couldn't even bend over. I didn't want to resort to pain pills, so I chose Peak, hoping they could relieve the pain. They got me active again. I even lost weight. I believe in better. I chose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
I'm Brett Favre. As a quarterback in the NFL, if I didn't stay focused, I ended up on my back or worse. Even the smallest distraction could make a good play or offensive drive come to an end. When you're in a car, the smallest distraction could end much more than a drive. It could end someone's life. Just like I refuse to lose on the field, I refuse to lose someone I love to distracted driving. And you should too. Focus on the road. Don't drive distracted. A message from Farm Bureau Insurance.
Welcome to Monogram Express, a unique embroidery boutique specializing in personalized and one-of-a-kind gift ideas. Gifts for babies, children, ladies, and even men, we have you covered. Equipped with state-of-the-art embroidery machines along with an experienced client-focused staff serving you 6 days a week. Check out the area's largest selection of letters, designs, and thread colors. We're your one-stop embroidery shop, handling personal, corporate, team, and school logos, and you're welcome to bring in your own items. Conveniently located at 2109 Veterans. Monogram Express makes your ordinary gifts extraordinary.
Attention to detail makes the world go round. At Baker Printing, our approach to the printing business is very simple. Treat it as if it were your own. That's not always an easy job, but it comes from the top down in our company. We thrive on the unique jobs. Bottom line, we take care of our customers' projects as if they were our very own. At Baker Printing, attention to detail makes our world go round.
I spent years suffering from knee pain, so I decided to have replacement surgery. My doctor did a great job, and he allowed me to choose Peak for my PT. I should have done this a long time ago. I'm so glad I chose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Tonight's Game Time Play of the Game is brought to you by Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Ready to serve you with auto insurance, homeowners insurance, life insurance, and more. Real service, real people.
Lafayette Christian leading Westgate 7-0 as we continue here on the halftime show for Your View Louisiana. Let's take a look at some of our upcoming games. We'll stay in the Lafayette area next week. Ruston versus Acadiana as North Louisiana meets South Louisiana. Then in week 3, Live Oak against West Feliciana. The Eagles got a good test tonight. So they're going up against TJ Finley and the Ponchatoula Green Wave. Assumption at Denham Springs will be week 4. Huge matchup week 5. Catholic of Baton Rouge against St. Thomas More. Bears looked really good last night in a win over Parkview. Huge rivalry game in week 6. Lutcher at St. James. And then De La Salle, who played very well last night against Warren Easton, will take on West Florida in week 7. Week 8, U-High Madison Prep. We finish out the regular season, by the way, with Zachary Walker, week 9, Brother Martin versus Holy Cross. Take a break. We'll look at the first half highlights of this one. Is everybody trying to cool down on this steamy night in Lafayette? We'll be back after this.
Hey, Joe Martin here. You've seen our commercials over the years, and you may be wondering, what's in it for me? Well, ITI Technical College has been selected by Forbes magazine as a top 32-year college. But even more than that, the reason we do this is you. Our tagline is for a better life, and we mean that. For you to be able to have the life you've always dreamed about, to do the things for your family you've always dreamed about. And it can begin here, where we are dedicated to your success, because here at ITI, the reason we do it is you.
We're here at Podna's Barbecue, Louisiana's best barbecue. I've got the owner, Gerald Hopper, and you've got mouth-watering, fall-off-the-bone ribs.
Well, they're slow cooked, I can tell you that. We smoke them every day. If we're out of ribs, it's because the firewood was wet and we didn't have time to finish them off.
Tim McGraw said you got the best baked beans in the world.
And Tim McGraw was right.
Podna's Barbecue, Louisiana's best barbecue. Stop by today for some of those slow-cooked ribs.
Florida Don Moore and Sherwood Forest at I-12.
I'm Brett Favre. As a quarterback in the NFL, if I didn't stay focused, I ended up on my back or worse. Even the smallest distraction could make a good play or offensive drive come to an end. When you're in a car, the smallest distraction could end much more than a drive. It could end someone's life. Just like I refuse to lose on the field, I refuse to lose someone I love to distracted driving. And you should too. Focus on the road. Don't drive distracted. A message from Farm Bureau Insurance.
7-0, our halftime score, week 1 of the 2019 high school football season, and we have a good one developing from Lafayette Christian. LCA, the two-time champs in Division 4, moving up to Division 3 this year, and they are going toe-to-toe with the 4A school Westgate Tigers, 7-0 in a defensive struggle. We commented a few times in the first half, Jeff Palermo, Jason Duquire, by the way, we commented a few times in the first half, we thought we'd see some points here. LCA scored on their first possession of the night, but since then, both defenses have really locked down.
That's right. They've played well, and I'm telling you, being able to tackle all of these skilled players, Division I type players in space, credit to both defenses. LCA, I think the difference is they're winning the war in the trenches.
Yep.
Both offensively and defensively, they've been able to get their running game going. That's how they were able to score. Here in the late in the first half, Antoine for Westgate started getting going a little bit, and Westgate started seeing some positive things on offense. Let's see if they pick that up.
Well, let's take a look at the highlights from the first half. And Westgate on the first drive of the night, they were driving. The sophomore quarterback, Brendan Landry, lofts one up, and it is intercepted by Brylan Green, the sophomore. And then Westgate would march down the field. Sage Ryan punches it into the end zone here, and LCA takes an early lead. This guy has been a bruiser tonight. Logan Gabriel, 1,600-yard rusher last season, picking up where he left off last season. Brendan Landry, how about this catch by Booty? All hands there with two guys draped over him. And here's more Booty, but give LCA credit. They have defended him well. Making another nice defensive play there was Brylan Green. And they've been getting after Westgate defensively, really improved since that first drive. Gabriel's had some decent runs, but he hasn't been able to really bust one. Brendan Landry, big time hit here over the middle. Sage Ryan delivering the blow on McColvin, the son. Let's take a look at your first half stats, brought to you by Monogram Express. And you talked about it. The Knights have been able to run the football better here tonight, and that's why they got a 7-0 lead.
Yeah, but I think both teams are going to need to improve a little bit in the passing game. As you can see, only 20 yards for LCA, 54 yards for Westgate. That's the surprising thing. That means Booty and Son, those big-time wide receivers, are being held in check, and that's also because Landry needs to get them the football in the second half.
Westgate is outstretching. LCA is just taking the field. We're moments away from the start of the second half from Lafayette Christian Academy. The Knights leading the Tigers of Westgate, 7-0, second half action coming up on Your View.
This throbbing neck pain was so bad it moved to my shoulders and was causing severe headaches. Then a friend suggested I choose Peak. 2 weeks later, the pain was completely gone. So glad I chose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Hey, Joe Martin here. You've seen our commercials over the years, and you may be wondering, what's in it for me? Well, ITI Technical College has been selected by Forbes magazine as a top 32-year college. But even more than that, the reason we do this is you. Our tagline is for a better life, and we mean that, for you to be able to have the life you've always dreamed about, to do the things for your family you've always dreamed about. And it can begin here, where we are dedicated to your success, because here at ITI, the reason we do it is you.
We're here at Podna's Barbecue, Louisiana's best barbecue. I've got the owner, Gerald Hopper, and you've got mouth-watering, fall-off-the-bone ribs.
Well, they're slow cooked, I can tell you that. We smoke them every day. If we're out of ribs, it's because the firewood was wet and we didn't have time to finish them off.
Tim McGraw said you got the best baked beans in the world.
And Tim McGraw was right.
Podna's Barbecue, Louisiana's best barbecue. Stop by today for some of those slow-cooked ribs.
Florida Don Moore and Sherwood Forest at I-12.
Do you need to say great job, congratulations, or way to go? Crown Trophy on Sherwood Forest Boulevard in Baton Rouge has the trophy, plaque, acrylic, or crystal award you're looking for. Whether it's for your team, business, or church, come to Crown Trophy. We guarantee the highest level of customer service, and there's no charge for rush orders or trophy engraving. We're nationally known and locally owned. Visit us online to view our catalog at www.crowntrophy.com.
My shoulder pain got so bad I couldn't lift anything overhead. So I chose Peak Performance, and I can't believe how much better I am now. Peak really does get you back into the game of life. Choose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Tonight's Game Time Play of the Game is brought to you by Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Ready to serve you with auto insurance, homeowners insurance, life insurance, and more. Real service, real people.
Before we begin the second half, let's introduce our Westgate Teacher and Scholar of the Week. For that, Kate Adams.
Thanks, Jeff. I've got Percy Williams, who is our Westgate Teacher of the Week, and Tyler Burrell, our Scholar of the Week. I'm going to start over here with Percy. Percy, tell me what classes you teach at Westgate.
I teach band full time. That's my day. I'm with band kids all day.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about community involvement. What does your band do in the community?
We do a lot of performances inside the community that's free, and then our biggest thing is our Thanksgiving basket giveaway that we do every year. We give away almost 30 baskets to one of the Council on Aging. We do it every year. That's our big project.
Wow, what an incredible thing to do for your community. All right, last question. Favorite part about your job?
Being here in the atmosphere and seeing and helping people enjoy what we do.
Well, look, Percy, I am going to present you with this plaque from Crown Trophy. So congratulations for being Westgate's Week 1 Teacher of the Week. Right now, I'm going to send it back up to you, Jeff, for kickoff, and then we'll come back and get our scholar. Jeff.
All right, thanks a lot, Kate. Westgate will kick the football back over to LCA as LCA retakes the field here. And their defense, which was so dominant last year, only allowing 68 points, has been really good here tonight.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see what kind of adjustments both teams made at the half. Obviously, LCA able to get their running game going, probably not happy with how they've distributed from the quarterback position. And with Westgate, same thing, trying to get that offense going and finishing drives. They've gotten down there a couple of times, but just have not been able to finish the drives and put points on the board.
Jacardi Carter, first season as the head coach. Former middle linebacker at Northside, and he also played at Grambling. And he's been the defensive coordinator here at LCA for a number of seasons. And this coaching staff got a big addition yesterday with Trev Falk being reinstated yesterday. And he is up in the press box. He is the director of football operations. This will be returned from the goal line. Dane Wallace. Wallace breaks the tackle. And he gets to the 25-yard line. All right, let's learn about our Westgate Scholar of the Week. For that, Kate Adams.
Thanks, Jeff. I've got Tyler Burrell, a sophomore at Westgate High School. You also play baseball and soccer, but what's your favorite subject right now in school?
Ooh, I love government. Miss Kid's my favorite teacher right now.
Do you have hopes to go into politics one day?
Not really. I plan on becoming a zoologist, majoring in general biology at Tulane.
Wow, that's very impressive. All right, tell me your favorite experience at Westgate High School so far.
It's got to be whenever we played Turlings for baseball. It was a close game. We didn't win at the end, but the atmosphere was amazing over there.
Awesome. Well, look, congratulations. This is a 4.0 student, both his freshman and now his sophomore year. I'm going to send it back up to you guys.
A zoologist, Jason.
Yeah,
how about
interesting.
That?
Studying government, going to be a zoologist, yeah?
Well, he'll know all about budget cuts and stuff like that.
Be able to get some funding.
Second down and 9 is still in at quarterback here. It's Ryan Roberts. Errol Rogers is, he drops the snap and then got creamed on the play. Alonzo Lewis, a returning starter on that defensive line, makes his presence known early in the second half.
Yeah, another big break here for Westgate. Roberts drops the football. Westgate almost able to come up with this thing. Good job by Roberts just getting back on it, but here comes the big load, man.
That's 280 pounds coming at you.
And he wasn't worried about the football. I can tell you that. He was worried about getting to Roberts.
All right, let's see what LCA could do here. Third down, and we have a flag before the snap. And that might be an illegal procedure on LCA, and it is.
Number 54 by the offense, 5 yards.
Not a good way to start it if you're Westgate. exactly how you wanted to come out of the half. And now you've got Roberts in a third and very long situation here. And Westgate may be looking here to tee off a little bit.
6 penalties for 56 yards now for the Knights, as they now have a 3rd down and 18. 3 wide receivers to the far side. Sage Ryan is the slot nearest to the right tackle. Keep an eye on him. They would like to get the ball to him. And this is going to be completed. Can they make enough moves? Dane Wallace to the 32. And he is stopped shy of the 1st down by about 5 yards. And LCA goes 3 and out on their opening possession of the second half.
Well, that's a good example of bend but not break. They gave up a good chunk there on 3rd down, but the key is kept it long enough such that no decision there for LCA. Coach Carter, they're deciding to punt this football. And here, go ahead, Jeff.
Well, I was going to say, Booty back to return.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Here's a good opportunity. Westgate to get good field position again, put their young quarterback in a really good situation.
Membreno, the punt. Good punt. Booty's going to get away from it. And it will finally bounce, and that's a great punt. Inside the 20-yard line.
Wow, the one time he does not go up and field the football, maybe he lost it in the lights. I thought he would be able to catch this, but that allows LCA to pick up about 30 yards there.
50-yard punt.
Yeah, and I bet you 20 of it was roll at least.
There's the LSU commitment, who does have an offer from Alabama, by the way.
I tried. Can't bring that. I just can't even bring that.
They actually offered him on his birthday.
Yeah.
The nerve of the Crimson Tide.
Yeah.
Leave him alone on his birthday. But he is the number 2 prospect in the state, according to 24/7 Sports. Nothing going on there on that play.
Yeah, and for those of you out there listening, committed just means, hey, that I plan to go to LSU. Obviously, he is not signed on the dotted line, so other schools are free to try to still lure him away from LSU.
Tyrell Lockett, the tackle, as Booty had a huge game in the first round of the playoffs last year, 11 catches. And he also returned a kickoff 93 yards for a touchdown, as Westgate won its first playoff game since 2013 by defeating Plaquemine 56-34. 2nd down and 13. They go on the ground again, and LCA just too tough defensively right now. Nicholas Picard on the tackle. He had 82 tackles last year, a huge leader on this team. Scored a touchdown in the state title game last year when he fell on a bad snap. And he's put on 65 pounds since his freshman season, and now he's up to 210 pounds.
Yeah, and Coach Carter really raved about him. One of the leaders in the locker room. Really provides a lot of energy for the defense.
Jaquilin Allen in at quarterback. And a long look at the sidelines here. 10 seconds on the play clock. Allen sends Booty in motion. 3rd down and 14. 3 on the clock. Finally takes the snap. 4-man rush. Allen gets out of the pocket. Makes 1-man miss. He's got the 1st down. And he delivers a blow. Sage Ryan delivers a blow too. And Sage Ryan pushed him back, but it's still a 1st down for the Tigers. Big pickup on 3rd and long.
And Sage Ryan, is he really listed as defensive back? This guy hits like a linebacker. You saw the hit earlier on McCoven's son, but watch him come up and deliver this hit.
Man,
that's not your typical DB. They normally go low and try to take the legs out, but Sage Ryan's looking to knock your lights out.
And he's just a junior. Next year, you're going to hear all about him, as he'll be one of the top recruits in the state for the class of 2021. Allen will run it again, nothing doing. Bottled up right away by Tyrell Lockett. And then somebody, he lost his helmet too. There's a couple guys that lost their helmet on all that. And oh boy, Allen is trying to get that chin strap out of his mouth.
Well,
so he'll have to leave for a play.
See Landry get back into the football game here. I'm still not sure why we see so many helmets come on. It's several times a game that we're seeing these helmets pop off. I don't know if they're not snapping them up properly or they're trying to look cool. Just seems too often they're popping off.
Brennan Landry started off strong, Jason, but we haven't seen him make a big play lately. And a low snap there, and he just has to run it. And, man, he gets spun and turned around. Wow. He was really in a tough position there. He was being hit down low and then got hit hard from the top.
Yeah, that was Picard, your boy you just mentioned, and man, he may not. I was looking to, let's see if there is any helmet to helmet here. Now, it wasn't called, but let's see how he comes in here. Oh, yeah. Man, if you ask me, Jeff, I think he missed one. The refs missed one. That's what you want to try.
Yeah, that's helmet to helmet. You're right.
That's the kind of stuff you want to eliminate from the game.
Well, good sign here.
Yeah.
Seeing Landry get back up, but looks like more of a lower leg injury than a head injury.
Well, and he was being held down low and then getting hit from the top, which is, why he was defenseless and really couldn't get out of the way of that lick.
Good sportsmanship there by a couple of the LCA players, including Princeton Malbrew, going over there and wishing him luck and hoping that he's okay as they'll take a look at him on the sideline. So that would mean Jaquilin Allen will be your quarterback here.
Yeah, they're probably going to check out his lower legs and maybe put him through some sort of concussion protocol too.
3rd and 8 here for Westgate. Trying to get on the scoreboard midway through the third quarter. Booty on the direct snap, nothing happening, and his helmet comes off. And a flag comes down. Let's see what this is all about. As Booty lost his helmet.
Well, I think I don't want to say makeup call here for missing the last helmet to helmet, but I think this is going to be a personal foul. It looked like they went up high on Booty when he was running the ball.
Number 3 on the defense, face mask. That's 15 yards. Result of the penalty, the first down.
So let's see if he grabs the face mask. It was a high tackle, a high wrap up right here, and I don't really see the face mask. But I'm sensing, though, from that last play where you saw Landry go out, that maybe sort of a makeup there where they missed the personal foul.
So Booty's got to be out of play here. And now we have an issue with something. I think we got a water timeout. Yeah, they kind of missed it. I think that's... So we'll take a break as we'll take a hydration timeout. 7-0 our score, but Westgate has moved the ball into LCA territory.
Hey, Joe Martin here. You've seen our commercials over the years, and you may be wondering, what's in it for me? Well, ITI Technical College has been selected by Forbes magazine as a top 32-year college. But even more than that, the reason we do this is you. Our tagline is for a better life, and we mean that, for you to be able to have the life you've always dreamed about, to do the things for your family you've always dreamed about. And it can begin here, where we are dedicated to your success, because here at ITI, the reason we do it is you.
I'm Brett Favre. As a quarterback in the NFL, if I didn't stay focused, I ended up on my back or worse. Even the smallest distraction could make a good play or offensive drive come to an end. When you're in a car, the smallest distraction could end much more than a drive. It could end someone's life. Just like I refuse to lose on the field, I refuse to lose someone I love to distracted driving. And you should too. Focus on the road. Don't drive distracted. A message from Farm Bureau Insurance.
7-0 is our score in a hard-hitting contest here tonight at Lafayette Christian. 1st and 10. Let's go down to Kate Adams, who has an injury update for us.
Okay, Jeff. Well, I just talked with the athletic trainers over here on Westgate's sideline, and just giving you a quick injury report brought to you performance. Brennan Landry, the sophomore quarterback for the Tigers, got hit pretty hard. You guys saw it. Well, what seems to be bothering him, they're not exactly sure, but they are wrapping his right ankle right now to prevent it from having any more movement. But they did say that he probably is out for the remainder of the game. Guys.
2nd down and 9. And they'll run it here, and just not much happening. Maybe a yard or two. Tyrell Lockett corralling Stephen Antoine, the ball carrier. And it's 3rd down and 8.
Well, Jeff, I want to let our viewers know that's not me screaming at you if they're hearing it. We are, I should have mentioned this earlier, we are sitting right next to the LCA coaches, and obviously it's tight in these little press boxes, so you're picking them up and in real time and trying to make calls from the press box to their defenses.
3rd down and 8. They've already converted on 2 3rd and longs. Allen winds up, going deep. He's got his man. Incomplete. In and out of the hands of Doucette. That ball was up there forever, and Doucette just couldn't get it.
He couldn't locate it. I tell you what, this is a great throw by Allen, and really what Westgate needs to do is start putting a little pressure down the field. But this ball was thrown extremely well and just could not locate the football looking back, and that's why he was unable to bring it in. But that was a huge chance for Jordan Doucette. He's their real speedster. They think he's going to be the next real big recruit coming out of Westgate here, and couldn't handle that one.
Connor Scott out to punt, standing at his own 39-yard line. Sage Ryan back defensively. And Scott's punt is high. Fair catch called at the 13-yard line and grabbed by Dane Wallace. So LCA will start this drive at their own 13-yard line. 4:42. We have not had a score since early in the first quarter on the Knights' first drive. And there you see some good sportsmanship between the two cheerleaders. LCA decked out in the camouflage here tonight as tomorrow's the start of dove hunting season.
Yeah, that's huge. Huge around this area. A lot of great duck hunting just south of here. But let's see if LCA gets back to what they were doing well, and that's number 34, Gabriel, running the football, getting this offense going.
Well, he has had a hard time getting going because they keep getting in the backfield. They did there. Gabriel made a nice move to at least pick up a few yards. And we mentioned this earlier, but he's committed to Northwestern State, just made the commitment. And his coach, Jacardi Carter, said it was a relief for him. He really ran the ball well in the scrimmage and jamboree. Seems like a different guy now that he knows the pressure is off. Roberts keeps it, shakes off one tackler, and runs for a first down. Surprised that they've kept it here with Ryan Roberts as long as they have?
No, I'm really not. I think what they want to be able to do is try to put the ball up in the air a little bit more. I think Roberts is one of their better passers, but at the same time, it allows you to keep E.J. Rogers, who was playing quarterback, on the field. Gives you another threat at the wide receiver position.
1st and 10 from the 28. Roberts, they run the option. Here's the pitch. And again, Westgate
didn't have a shot.
Has been tremendous. I tell you what, that first drive of the game, there were just so many missed tackles for the Tigers. I don't know if it was the heat or what. Probably a little bit cooler out there, but they have swarmed to the football so much better since that first drive. And we had that sideline report from Kate Adams after that first drive where the defensive coordinator for Westgate, Ryan Charles Stewart, really lit into his guys saying, you got to step up, and they certainly have.
Well, and the other thing is they're bringing more numbers into the box. They are daring LCA to try to beat us throwing over the top of them.
Let's see if Roberts throws here. No, he'll just run it around the end, and he is hit and brought down. Zion Madison, one of those Westlake linebackers there defensively. And this is a Westgate defense that they really want to rely on their speed, and we've been seeing a lot of that speed show off here. And good tackling throughout this football game as well. Now, one guy we haven't mentioned at all here tonight, and I haven't seen him out on the field, is the ULM commitment for Westgate. That's Kedron Callaghan. Pass over the middle, stops short of the first down, and I think LCA's got a punt after Sage Ryan does not pick up the first down. He's about 3 yards short.
Yeah, I can't imagine that but they're keeping their offense out here.
Roberts gets the guys up to the line of scrimmage. They went for it on 4, and they go for it again. And there is a first down and more, but is there a flag on the other side of the field? And there's a flag there. Logan Gabriel. They rode him too hard on the, there is a flag on the other side. I thought there was. So I don't think they were set. The receivers weren't set. That's a 12-yard run for Gabriel, but and Errol Rogers, he's being hampered by cramps right now. And I was wondering when that would start to take effect in this football game.
Well, and Coach Antoine mentioned it. He really thought his team would be, maybe in better shape come late in the third quarter, fourth quarter. As you see, LCA has a lot of players that go two ways. It's hot out here, cramps and whatnot. Here's the last play.
Yeah, they're not even set. Not even close. Good idea, execution lacking.
But Westgate feels that as the game goes longer, they may have the fresher bodies.
What is a live ball? What is a dead ball foul? Illegal shift on the offense.
2 flags on the play. Illegal shift on the offense.
After the play, a dead ball, late hit.
After the play,
number 7.
personal foul on the defense.
The result of that penalty will be a first down.
How about that? So they get bailed out by the late hit.
That's tough.
Tough break there for Westgate, but you got to be disciplined. Let's watch the end of this again.
I didn't see a whole lot there. It came right here on our sideline, and it didn't look intentional. It looked like all the players were trying to catch their balance as they hit that tape over there on the sideline, but nevertheless, they flagged for it, and it's a big, big first down for LCA.
So they just marked off the 5-yard penalty on the illegal procedure, and now they'll mark off the 15 yards on the unnecessary roughness to the 46-yard line, and the Knights got a first down here with 2 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Players over tonight, first down.
Ryan Roberts waiting for the signal to come in. So now Errol Rogers is out of the ball game dealing with cramping issues. Sage Ryan is in the backfield here. Roberts will keep it and know where to run. And then Sage Ryan's like, why didn't I get the football?
Well, there was miscommunication. Really should have gotten flagged again because Sage Ryan moved a little early there. They didn't catch it, but they were not on the same page. Watch how he comes out of his stance quite a bit early. And quarterback's one way, Ryan's the other way, and obviously not on the same page on that play.
Another tackle for Zion Madison, a loss of 1. 90 seconds and counting in the third quarter. Sage Ryan will now tell the guys what the play call is here, or actually just come in to the near side.
And that's a lot of plays for Sage Ryan. We're seeing him all over the defensive side. We're seing him all over the offensive side. And he wasn't set again. No. I mean, I think this is, when the legs get tired, they say the mind gets tired, and Sage Ryan is just kind of lethargic out there, not sprinting, not getting lined up. And they're going to get him again.
9 penalties for 81 yards now for LCA. So now the ball marked back to the 39-yard line.
And when you get tired like this, now you got to be careful you don't turn the football over.
Only 1 turnover in this game. That was the interception thrown by Westgate quarterback Brennan Landry on the opening drive of the night. And now another flag. That might be...
Yeah, he was moved a little early.
Well, Westgate saying this is going to be on LCA.
Oh, really? Let's see. I thought Braylon January.
Dead ball, false start.
You're right.
Number 53 on the offense. 5 yards.
Second down.
This thing is going the wrong way for LCA.
Brennan Charles on the false start penalty. Well, I have to credit you, Jason, for not taking too many shots on my Chicago Bears. So they had first down and 40 last night.
Yeah.
I don't even think I've seen that in high. Well, we might get first down and second down and 40 before this is all done and done.
Well, I can't take shots yet because my Saints haven't taken the field yet.
Dead ball, false start. Number 23 on the offense. 5 yards. Still second down.
You just never know which year Drew Brees' arm is dead. That's it. That's all, folks, So
only got so many bullets, right?
Yeah.
Well, 3 straight penalties here for Lafayette Christian, and all of a sudden it's 2nd and 27. You got one of your best players on the sidelines, and Errol Rogers, and They're trying to get something going here with Ryan Roberts. Roberts looking to throw over the middle, caught, big hit over the middle of the field again. Nice catch by Sage Ryan as he got clocked by Blaine Delahousse, a first-team All-District player a season ago, the quarterback of that defense. A little bit more manageable now. 3rd down and 12 here for LCA.
Yeah, really good catch there. That ball was a little bit behind Sage Ryan, just to show you how versatile. He's just a football player, man. Get the ball in his area, and he's going to do something with it. Ever since that first drop, the first possession, I'm telling you, this guy has really upped his game. Got a touchdown running already. We've seen some hard hits from him on defense. Now he's got to carry the load, basically, on offense, him and Gabriel, because as you mentioned it, Rogers is on the sideline cramping up, and he would normally be in there at receiver.
Yeah, it looks like right now Rogers is taking in some oxygen as he's trying to get himself back into this football game. It has been a slugfest here tonight. 7-0 our score between two great teams in the Acadiana area. Week 1 of the high school football season. 4th quarter coming up here on Game Time.
He worked in construction at 15, pulled wire, installed conduit, then built one of Louisiana's most successful businesses. Conservative outsider Eddie Risponi.
I'm Eddie Risponi. Today we employ thousands of Louisianians. We did it with hard work, not higher taxes, worker training, not welfare handouts. I'm Eddie Risponi. I've spent most of my life helping create good jobs, thousands of jobs, and that's exactly what I'll do as your governor.
Welcome to Monogram Express, a unique embroidery boutique specializing in personalized and one-of-a-kind gift ideas. Gifts for babies, children, ladies, and even men, we have you covered. Equipped with state-of-the-art embroidery machines, along with an experienced client-focused staff serving you 6 days a week. Check out the area's largest selection of letters, designs, and thread colors. We're your one-stop embroidery shop, handling personal, corporate, team, and school logos, and you're welcome to bring in your own items. Conveniently located at 2109 Veterans. Monogram Express makes your ordinary gifts extraordinary.
3rd down and 12. These guys are exhausted tonight. This hot night. And look at Errol Rogers. Oxygen, calf, whatever. 3rd down here. Roberts over the middle. Behind his receiver, incomplete. LCA will have to punt as we begin the 4th quarter from Lafayette Christian Academy. Jeff Palermo, Jason DeQuare, Kate Adams. Let's take a look at Errol Rogers here.
Yeah, I mean, and again, the Westgate coach Antoine mentioned this, that they've got a lot of players that go both ways. We saw Rogers playing quarterback, playing receiver. We see Sage Ryan out there playing all over the field, and now maybe some of this being tired is kicking in here, and maybe an opportunity for Westgate here in the 4th quarter to tie this thing up.
All right, is this where Kayshawn Booty gives us something to remember here in week 1 of the season? Membrano on the punt. He's done a nice job punting, and he does a great job there. Keep it away from him. Because look, they're tired. LCA is tired. They don't have the roster numbers that Westgate has, being a smaller school. And where you're really going to feel that is special teams, right? You got some tired guys running 40 yards down the field.
That's right. You give up a play on special teams, this thing could be easily tied up. As you get a good look there at the special teams coach for LCA. One of the few females that are coaching high school football.
Christy Romero getting that title as special teams coordinator this season. All right, Jaquilin Allen, the quarterback here. Stephen Antoine, the running back. So our 2 starting quarterbacks tonight not out there anymore. They go to the air, going deep, a little bit too far as they try to get it to Sun.
Yeah, trying to go for the home run there on 1st down. Obviously, you saw him last time, almost connected with Jordan Doucette on the long ball and trying to take some of these big one-on-one shots. But Westgate doesn't need to panic here. I mean, 11:37, that's a lot of time. You don't need to necessarily force it down the field. Sure, take your shots, but you know, these guys on the LCA defense, they're getting tired, and Allen from the quarterback position can run around a little bit, and we saw that Antoine from the running back position was having a good first half.
2nd down and 10. Punt bunch formation here.
A little movement on that front line. So.
And they had Kennery Turiak.
Dead ball. False start. The entire line. 5 yards. Still second down.
I agree with what you said a couple moments ago. These guys are tired. They are gassed. And hot night, a lot of intensity early in this game, and now it's just they can't keep the focus at this point to make sure they don't go off sides or start before the snap.
A lot of penalties. Really started late in the second half, and penalties continued into this quarter as well.
And now we got an Westgate player who's down on the ground dealing with cramps. And it was only a matter of time before this started. We'll take a break here as a Westgate player gets looked at. Early fourth quarter, still 7-0 on Game Time.
When I tore my ACL, I didn't think I'd ever be able to play soccer again. My doctor told me how important physical therapy would be, so I chose Peak. I'm glad I did. Now I'm stronger, faster, better than ever. Choose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
We're here at Podna's Barbecue, Louisiana's best barbecue. I've got the owner, Gerald Hopper, and you've got mouth-watering, fall-off-the-bone ribs.
Well, they're slow cooked, I can tell you that. We smoke them every day, and if we're out of ribs, it's because the firewood was wet and we didn't have time to finish them off.
Tim McGraw said you got the best baked beans in the world.
And Tim McGraw was right.
Podna's Barbecue, Louisiana's best barbecue. Stop by today for some of those slow-cooked ribs.
Florida Don Moore and Sherwood Forest at I-12.
Senior Medicare Patrol is a federally funded program of the Administration for Community Living. In Louisiana, Florida, Mississippi, and Wisconsin, Senior Medicare Patrol is sponsored by EQ Health Solutions. Our mission is to empower and assist Medicare beneficiaries, their families, and caregivers to prevent, detect, and report healthcare fraud, errors, and abuse through outreach, counseling, and education. You should also call 877-272-8720 or visit stopmedicarefraud.org for more information.
Exercising is my life, so when I had to stop because of my foot and ankle pain, I was absolutely devastated. I chose Peak and they taught me how to relieve the pain. They really do bring out the athlete in everyone. Choose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Second down and 15. Back out here at Lafayette Christian. Jeff Palermo, Jason DeQuire, Kate Adams. Underneath center, Jaquilin Allen rolling out. Throws, and it is caught. That's a first down. Should be enough for a first down. And on the grab, McColvin's son with the catch.
Now, this is why he is being so sought after. Watch him go get this football. McColvin's son, this ball's just kind of hanging up there, but watch him go up there and attack that football up in the air. That's the way you do it.
Did he not get enough for a first down? How did he not get the first down?
I think when he came back to the ball a little bit.
Third down and 1. Full house backfield again here. They give it to the big guy, Toriak.
Wow.
Did he have enough?
That's close.
I think he's got enough. I think he's got it. That's Kennery Turiak on the carry. Going with a little bit of a jumbo package there. Toriak, 5'11", 250 pounds. Let's send it down to the field, and Kate Adams with the sideline report as another Westgate player goes down.
That's son there.
All right, Jeff. Well, Westgate head coach earlier on the sideline talking to his offensive coordinator saying he is tired of not having any points on the scoreboard. So what are they going to utilize? They're going to utilize Kayshawn Booty and McColvin's son, and that's what they're doing right now, guys.
Well, you can subtract McColvin's son from that as he is riding in pain on the field as he's got a cramp in the upper leg.
Yeah, that's tough, man. That hammy starts cramping up.
10-23 as it's becoming a battle of attrition here tonight on a very hot night in Lafayette. We'll be back after this.
Tonight's Game Time Play of the Game is brought to you by Podna's Barbecue. Slow cooked, fall off the bone perfection, and the best baked beans in America.
I'm Brett Favre. As a quarterback in the NFL, if I didn't stay focused, I ended up on my back or worse. Even the smallest distraction could make a good play or offensive drive come to an end. When you're in a car, the smallest distraction could end much more than a drive. It could end someone's life. Just like I refuse to lose on the field, I refuse to lose someone I love to distracted driving. And you should too. Focus on the road. Don't drive distracted. A message from Farm Bureau Insurance.
Tonight's Game Time League standings are brought to you by Visit Baton Rouge. It's not just the capital city, it's the hub of all things Louisiana. Find out more about all the Red Stick has to offer at visitbatonrouge.com.
Still 7-0 and still on the sidelines. Star player for the Lafayette Christian Knights, Errol Rogers, but McColvin's son has just left for Westgate. So the cramping injuries, dehydration, bad snap there, or mishandled snap. But falling on the football is Jaquilin Allen, and this has been a little rough here in the second half, Jason.
It's gotten very sloppy. We've seen a lot of penalties. Obviously, a lot of folks cramping up and a lot of loose balls as well. So you gotta keep your composure. This is very much a ball game here. 7-0, and for Westgate, got to concentrate here on offense, see if they can put something together.
Second down and 10. Allen underneath center. Trying to run it here. No, Booty gets hammered in the backfield. Wow, what a big stick there. Nicholas Picard, Sage Ryan and company bringing the LSU commitment down for a big loss.
Well, and I understand he's just trying to make a play for his team, a big play, but sometimes doing too much can get you in a little bit of trouble, and that time it definitely got Booty in some trouble. And that's a huge play for that LCA defense. This really backs them up.
15-yard loss. Princeton Malbrew was the first guy to get to him. Well, here, if I'm Jaquilin Allen, I'm just doing straight go routes down the field and try to get it to Booty. And that's exactly what they're going to do, but it's thrown to nobody. And Westgate really struggling here at the quarterback position.
Yeah, that's a huge defensive possession for LCA because now they're backed up. They're going to get the ball with good field position and up by a touchdown. And up by a touchdown in this game feels like up by 2 or 3 touchdowns.
One of the question marks for the Tigers offensively this season was, can they replace quarterback Markirik Eddy, who really led this offense to do some great things last year, and they've struggled at that QB position here tonight. Scott gets to punt off. He'll take a Westgate bounce, takes another one, and now he'll take a Tigers roll. And it's going to be down at the 33. That's where it was touched by a Westgate player, not at the 24. And so LCA, and if you feel for the Knights, if they can just get another point on the board somehow, or get either a field goal or a touchdown, this game's probably over.
Yeah, I mean, Westgate just unable to move the ball in the second half, really at all. And, it's winding down here, 8:38. See if LCA can put together a drive.
There's been some good punting tonight. That was a 48-yard punt. Errol Rogers still on the sidelines here. And Ryan Roberts still in at quarterback. Hard run there for about 3 or 4 yards. Logan Gabriel.
And I tell you what, I bet you, again, they're going to try to ride Gabriel. As you get tired, the last thing you want to do is try to have to tackle a 220-pound back.
Big bruiser, great pad leverage, runs the ball hard, and he can be explosive as well. Got a nice run there on first down, so second down and 4. One of the problems for LCA offensively here tonight has been they've had a hard time on first down. They haven't had a lot of second and 4s here lately. And on second and 4, they get barely anything. As the Tigers really get to the football there and bring Gabriel down. Nice defensive game here tonight by Garrick Arsenault. Arsenault asking out of the contest.
Again, LCA not in a hurry. I think they're playing a little bit of the clock game too. Trying to take their time.
Well, with the 40-second play clock, that will allow teams to eat up more clock. 3rd down and 4. Nothing for Gabriel, brought right down at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they're clearly. Now is going to be the interesting decision here. I know Coach Carter likes to go for it on 4th down, but
you got to play field position.
I mean, with what you've done with Westgate's offense, you just can't give them a short field.
And you can't punt the ball to Keyshawn Booty, because he can burn you right here. You feel like Westgate needs a short field if they're going to score in this game. Membreno, a soccer player who's done a nice job here tonight.
Yeah, either getting good hang time or punting it away from Booty. That's what you got to do. You just can't give him a clean one to run on to.
Left-footed punter.
Oh, that's a boomer. God.
Booty retreating. Wow. Might as well just let it go. No. Picks it up at the 3. Here he comes. Makes one guy miss. And they do a good job of angling him out of bounds. That was a terrific punt.
He punted it away and got that one with the end-over-end spiral there.
57-yard punt. And we talked to Coach Jacardi Carter about trying to replace their great kicker and punter Colin Lehane. They said they don't really got a guy, but Membreno has brought it here tonight.
Yeah, that was exceptional. It was interesting to see. I don't know if that ball was going to go back into the end zone or kind of lay up there on the 1, so put Booty in a tough position there.
From the 19-yard line. 6:11 to go, still 7-0.
See Coach Carter there signaling the plays, and look, you got Landry back in the football game.
How about that? We didn't know if he'd be able to come back after injuring his leg. And here's a nice run from Stephen Antoine, and Antoine up to the 30-yard line. That's a 1st down run.
Now here's where you want to go tempo. You got a good play on 1st down. LCA's kind of on their heels a little bit. You want to get this off.
Well, you got the water time.
Oh, man. What a bad time.
And with 6 minutes to go in this one, Lafayette Christian hanging on to a 7-0 lead. While we have a moment, let's check in with one of our great sponsors here on Game Time, Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance.
Hi, my name is Jared Surrett. I work out of Lafayette Parish Farm Bureau office. I've been there for 20 years now. One thing I like about working with Farm Bureau is that we get to give back to the people. We live here, we work here, we play here. We're accessible to our clients. One of the things I love to do is give up my time and do things like coaching my little boy's soccer team and to help the kids and the parents. It's really fun, it's really awesome. Parents are always great. We had them kicking the balls around the cones. We had certain little drills that we did, kicking the balls in the goal. Of course, they always love to take water breaks and things like that, and they especially love getting snacks at the end of practice. Real service, real people, it's exactly what it sounds like. All of my clients and insurers have my cell phone number. I have to be accessible. They can always get in touch with me, and I welcome it. I'm always ready to help anybody that needs to, no matter what time of day or night it is. I love being a part of the community, and giving back like this is just awesome.
After the timeout, Westgate just ran a play, picked up a couple yards on the ground, and we have a flag, and I don't think Westgate was set. Trying to do the up-tempo, what you were talking about, Jason, but you have to wait a second. You have to have everybody set at the line of scrimmage for a second.
Well, and you got to get your offense in rhythm, and really they have not been.
Encroachment.
Oh.
Number 3 by the defense. 5 yards.
Here, criticizing the Tigers, and my fault. Princeton Malbrew was offsides, and now all of a sudden it's 2nd and 1.
And this is exactly where they want to be.
Take a shot right here, Jason. You got Booty, near side. Throw the ball up to him and see what happens. That might be their only way to score here tonight. Instead, they go to the ground, and they're going to lose yards. Great penetration by that Knights defense. They have been really impressive here tonight. First guy there, that's Fitzgerald West who made the tackle. Number 68 3-year starter, and he's only a sophomore. Great combination of size and strength, and this kid is getting college offers already.
Yeah, been playing since the 8th grade, and I tell you what, just causing havoc. That's a big load there.
3rd down and 4. Back to the ground. Antoine brought down from behind the line of scrimmage again. Great job by Dylan Burrell. He's the other big force on that D-line.
I think you're right, Jared. I just didn't like that series there for Westgate. Yeah, you got the running game going. I know you want to stick with it, but once you get a couple of those good running plays, try to get it into the hands of your receiver. Put the ball in the air.
Well, now Stephen Antoine battling cramps. Fourth down and 5. Well, I think Westgate's going to have one more opportunity here. Everybody's got all their timeouts.
Well, the injuries are just setting in all around on both teams. Antoine's ran hard tonight. You see him getting carried off over there, and see if they can work on him. And if Westgate does get another series, see if he'll be able to get back in the football game.
Our players of the game tonight are our punters. They've done a tremendous job tonight. Connor Scott for Westgate and Joshua Membreno for LCA. This is a high punt. Fair catch at the 33. Lafayette Christian won the state championship in Division IV the last 2 years. We'll look back at last year's state championship win over Ascension Catholic. It was a rematch in the 2017 title game. The 2017 championship game was a 10-0 win for LCA. This was a 56-7 onslaught on the Bulldogs, as Lafayette Christian just too tough last year. Great defense, bad snap here. This is going to lead to a eventual touchdown. That's the one that Picard scored in the end zone. And for the second straight year, Trev Falk and the Lafayette Christian Academy Knights, state champions. If they raise the trophy this year, it'll be a Division III championship as they've moved up to 2A. On the carry, nothing happening on the first play. Gabriel has really been limited in this football game. And a nice job there by Daniel Heron to make the tackle. Westgate not using their timeouts just yet.
And LCA seems to be content with just giving it to Gabriel, keeping the ball on the ground, trying to gnaw up this clock. And
Errol Rogers is out on the field, so they have been able to get him up and upright, and he's the quarterback right now.
Yeah, I think what they're thinking is, can he make a play or two with his legs from the quarterback position?
Or if they need him to throw it, throw it. Gabriel gets tripped up. Might have been a little hole there, buddy. And that was Keedron Culligan there on the tackle. So we finally, I believe that was Culligan, number 6. Yeah, and Culligan is out there. Been pretty quiet here tonight for Westgate. 3rd down and 13. There's Culligan. He's a ULM commitment, 6 foot, 190 pounds. Good ball skills, the state triple jump winner. And he also plays basketball. He's an all-state guard for the Tigers. 3rd down and long, and Gabriel has no chance, really no chance at all.
Well, LCA is committed that, hey, we're not going to make any mistakes on offense. We're willing to punt it back and just try to play good defense and get out of here 7-0.
Garrick Arsenault's had a great game for the Tigers defensively. Timeout Westgate, 3:08 to go in this one. So they finally use one of their timeouts. That gives them 2 left. We thought we were going to have a close game. We didn't think it would be a 7-0 game here with one chance left here, I think, for the Tigers.
Well, and I'm just getting the sense that Westgate may have at least one play in them. You know, one big play and try to try to tie this thing up. Of course, LCA's fought hard all game and been able to keep them off the scoreboard. Let's see if they can do it on one last possession here.
This week on Your View's High School Football Recruiting Podcast, Over the Middle, national recruiting expert Greg Biggins of 24/7 Sports joins Jeremy as they tee up this week's great matchup in Peoria, Arizona. Number 1 ranked Modern Day and Centennial hookup. Greg will also give us the lowdown on the Sun Devils and other Pac-12 news and notes. Plus, Jeremy will look back on Tennessee's opening week upset and the impact on recruiting. That was a brutal loss for the Volunteers against a 2-win team from the year before as they lost to Georgia State. Westgate put pressure on the punter, and it's going to give them decent field position here. And with 3:02, can the Tigers finally get something going offensively? 32-yard punt. 2 timeouts left.
The other thing I'd like to see Westgate do is maybe some misdirection, or if you're going to run Booty from the backfield, give him a jet sweep. Try to stretch the LCA defense sideline to sideline. That way, if you do go back to Antoine or something of that nature, it should create a little more room up the middle.
Well, 2 of their playmakers, McColvin's son, along with Stephen Antoine, have left this game because of cramping issues. But Kayshawn Booty is still out there, and Jaquilin Ellen looks like he'll be the quarterback on this drive. 3:02 to go. Ellen. Pass is incomplete. Nice job defensively by Anthony Richard, and Sun is back in the game.
LCA is not going to give up that hitch route. I mean, they are on that. You're going to have to beat them deep. But there were 2 defensive backs that could come up and make that play. I mean, they have just taken that out of the playbook. You're going to have to come up with something a little different.
2nd down and 10.
And Allen's a good runner. I'd also like to see maybe roll him out. That stretches that LC, makes those defensive linemen move sideline to sideline.
Antoine back out there in the backfield. Ball is batted at the line of scrimmage, incomplete as it falls just shy of Sophus. And it's 3rd and 10. And I think that was Fitzgerald West that got a hand on it.
Yeah, just can't get to the quarterback. Get your big paws up there. Couldn't get up there. Boom! You're not gonna throw. You're not gonna make that throw over him.
That's Class 2A football right there. A big boy like that. Only a sophomore.
He can play in any class he wants to. He's his own class.
3rd down and 10. Allen rolling out. He'll throw on the run, and it's incomplete. And I think Westgate's got to punt it away again. I think they do.
Well, I was wondering why they burned that last timeout. There was no need for them to burn a timeout when LCA was getting ready to punt the football.
I think they're going to, let's see, what are they going to do?
They're trying to figure it out. And really, Allen should have kept that football and tried to pick up as much as he could.
They're burning a timeout there with the clock already stopped.
Well, that's it. I mean, I don't.
You got to go for it now.
You got to go for it. Yep.
While we have a second, let's hear from another great sponsor, Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Hey, this is Jason Green with Peak Performance Physical Therapy, and we're out here tonight covering these athletic events in South Louisiana, and these athletes are moving, and movement is part of an active lifestyle. So we encourage all of our patients to keep moving. Motion is lotion for your joints. Your joints need to move, your muscles need to move, your nerves need to move. And so people often ask, well, how do I know if my nerves need to move? Well, you may wake up and have burning sensation down your arm or kind of a tingling, and many times that can be coming from several structures, but sometimes it can just be that your nerve is what we call entrapped. And so there's some real easy stretches that you can do at home if you feel like you're having that. One of them is for the median nerve that runs down this part of your arm. You just take your arm out, extend your wrist, and side bend your neck like that. Have good posture during all of these. Another one is the radial nerve that runs down this part of your arm. You bend your wrist, you side bend there. And again, you want to take that stretch to the point where you may feel a little bit of burning, but it shouldn't be painful. Hold it for 5 seconds and then go off and do about 30 of them. That just gets that nerve moving within the...
10, Allen on the run, he won't get there. Jaquilin Allen feeling the pressure. Caleb Aguillard and the rest of the Knights defense there. And Westgate turns it over on downs.
Well, that was actually Landry that they went back with, but nevertheless, put him in the game. I guess they had more confidence in the younger guy making the throw. You'll see him here, but as Landry drops back and tries to escape there, feels the pressure, couldn't keep his feet, and even if he did, I don't think he'd have been able to pick up the first down. Now it's going to be really tough here.
Luke Robinson able just to get a hand on Brennan Landry to trip him up. And now Westgate jumps off sides. LCA scored on their opening drive of the night.
Dead ball, encroachment.
Offside.
90 on the defense. 5 yards, still first down.
And at that time, Jason, I thought we were on our way to an offensive shootout. Instead, it was great defense here. Offensive miscues, no doubt about it. Errol Rogers back out on the field here for LCA, trying to finish this game off.
Well, Jeff, you know there's not a lot of offense anytime you name the two punters as the MVP. So.
Sage Ryan's had a good game. He makes sure to stay in bounds.
Yeah, but there's a flag there. That'll stop it.
If LCA holds on, it'll be their 21st consecutive win. They went 14-0 last season.
Holding by the offense. Number 13, 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
Holding penalty, and they repeat the down, so kind of a benefit for LCA. Let's go down to the field and Kate Adams.
Well, guys, obviously Westgate's defensive coordinator is not happy. He was telling his defense right before this that, look, we've only got just a couple of minutes left to go in the game. What we need to do is strip the ball and force a turnover in order to have any chance in this game. Back to you guys.
Only one turnover, and that was on the opening drive of the night for Westgate. Oh, bad snap, and this might be it if they can't fall on it. And Rogers gets on it.
That could be the play of the game.
Give the training staff a lot of credit there, because if Rogers started to cramp up again, it's Westgate football.
I tell you what, him covering that football up, be a big, big loss there, but you lose that football, Westgate's knocking on the door again.
Not ready for the snap. As Hayden Quinn launched it past Rogers. Loss of 24.
They're going to make sure they use all the clock. Still 15 showing on the play clock.
Again, I think this is the benefit of the 40-second play clock.
Absolutely. Teams are going game plan for it, particularly in these types of games.
It's second down and 34. Our graphic shows third, but it's second. Sage Ryan got to make sure he stays in bounds here. You better not go out of bounds, just go down, and he does. That will eat up some time as well. Westgate's got one more timeout. Third, there's an injured Westgate player.
Couple players down there.
The LCA coaches were like, wait a minute here. We'll take a break here, wrap this thing up when we come back.
Hey, Joe Martin here. You've seen our commercials over the years, and you may be wondering, what's in it for me? Well, ITI Technical College has been selected by Forbes magazine as a top 32-year college. But even more than that, the reason we do this is you. Our tagline is for a better life, and we mean that, for you to be able to have the life you've always dreamed about, to do the things for your family you've always dreamed about. And it can begin here, where we are dedicated to your success, because here at ITI, the reason we do it is you.
He worked in construction at 15, pulled wire, installed conduit, then built one of Louisiana's most successful businesses. Conservative outsider Eddie Risponi.
I'm Eddie Risponi. Today we employ thousands of Louisianians. We did it with hard work, not higher taxes, worker training, not welfare handouts. I'm Eddie Risponi. I've spent most of my life helping create good jobs, thousands of jobs, and that's exactly what I'll do as your governor.
Tonight's Game Time Play of the Game is brought to you by Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance, ready to serve you with auto insurance, homeowners insurance, life insurance, and more. Real service, real people.
7-0 is our score. Third down and long here. Westgate's got a timeout here. The clock is rolling again. Play clock started at 25. It's down to 13 as we come up on the 1 minute mark of the game clock. Sage Ryan on the carry. If he gets a first down, game's over. Instead, he gets tackled, and it is fourth down. Westgate quickly uses that last timeout, and with 50 seconds left, the Tigers will have one more shot at it. And again, it's up to the punter here, Joshua Membreno, to keep it away from Kayshawn Booty.
Well, and also I'm thinking Westgate's going to come out on a full punt rush, try to block it and see if they can make a play like that.
Next week we stay in the Lafayette area. We go over to Scott. Check out the Wrecking Rams, who defeated Karen Crow tonight, 28-6. They'll be facing the Ruston Bearcats, who got a good quarterback, a transfer in from North DeSoto. Looking forward to seeing Dylan Monette in game action. Very impressive last week when we saw him at the Kiwanis Jamboree. Our year view game of the week, week 2, Friday the 13th.
And you know what you got to do, Jeff, when you get over to Scott, Louisiana,
you
right?
You
got to get some boudin. There'll be no excuse for us not to have a lot of good boudin up in the booth with us next week, buddy.
Been a while since we've been to Bill Dotson Stadium. Somehow they'll work Ted Davidson's name in there, the Hall of Fame coach who retired a couple of years ago.
All right, let's see if they bring the house.
You got to bring the house, and LCA, I think, is going to use a timeout.
Yeah, they want to make sure they have their blocking schemes down.
Jacardi Carter trying to win his first game as a head coach. Westgate will face their rival New Iberia next week, then at Terra, then at Denham Springs, and then district play with St. Thomas More. They also have Lakeshore on the schedule, so a tough schedule for Westgate as you take a look at it. And one of the things Ryan Antoine wanted to change this season was getting off to a good start, but unless they get something miraculous here, they'll start off 0-1. They also have 6 road games this year, so just 4 at home. So they got to take advantage of those games at home. And their first home game, they got Vanderbilt Catholic in there as well.
Yep.
I mentioned they were playing New Iberia actually at Vanderbilt Catholic next week. Lafayette Christian.
Be tough.
They have a much more difficult schedule than they've had in the 1A level. They got Northside next week, but how about September 20th at Acadiana? You want to get a test of 5A football? And then the game that everyone has circled around here, October 18th at Notre Dame. All right. They got 10 guys at the line of scrimmage. They come after him.
Gets it off.
Booty's got a chance to return this. Oh, he couldn't get to it. Just couldn't get there at the 9.
Another good job of punting it away from him, just unsure of being able to catch it clean.
So Ryan Antoine will need to come up with a 91-yard drive here with 38 seconds to go. A 37-yard punt by Membreno, who has been a stud tonight.
Yeah, and you see LCA drawing up their defense on the board there.
Yeah, I don't. If they're deep, or let's see what they're gonna call timeout here. Make sure they got everybody sure of what's going on here.
Well, and obviously they're going to try
to the whiteboard, huh?
Yeah, you're going to look at some sort of prevent, but I'm going to tell you, you want to be careful because you play a prevent defense and you let number 3 or number 1 handle the ball in some space. They can take it and beat a lot of people on your defense. So I don't know that I would get too far removed from what they've been doing well all game, and that's pitching a shutout.
There's McColvin's son, who's had some nice catches here tonight. He's committed to Kansas State. Going to get a little of that Big 12 action. Big season last year, 46 catches. I don't know if that's the turn. I don't know what that is. The chain. It's obviously not a turnover chain. But then again, he may play cornerback at Kansas State, so that might be what that's all about. All right, here we go. Landry in, and the pass short hops the receiver. Should be an incomplete pass, but they call that a catch.
Well, the receiver would have been better off not catching. You got to probably spike this one.
Yeah, they get up to the line of scrimmage fast enough here. And they do spike it.
And it's just so that you can try to get a better play call.
Could have swore I saw that ball bounce. But anyways, third down. 28 seconds here for Brendan Landry, and he'll need a prayer.
Well, here you go, Jeff. We'll get a look at it. But still, the receiver's better off not catching it.
Oh, no. Maybe some did catch it. It's tough. Yeah. Regardless, third down here. It was a lot closer than I thought. Little swing pass, dump off. Sophus has got a head of steam. Big hit there at the 30-yard line. Brylan Green, who got that interception early on in the game. 16 seconds here. They'll probably just spike it again. And they do. That gives them probably 2 more plays here after that 17-yard pickup. Brendan Landry, the sophomore QB. I thought he started well, even with that interception, but he just doesn't seem sure of himself just yet. It's going to take a while.
Also, LCA just took away the sharp passing game. That's how they wanted to get him comfortable. And they were saying, hey, you're going to have to make some throws down the field, some tough slant throws to beat us. We're not going to let you just throw it out wide to your 2 speedsters.
Landry winds up. And the receiver falls down, and it's almost an interception. One more chance here, it looks like, as Booty got tripped up.
Yeah, probably just doesn't have a lot left in the tank there.
He got caught up with somebody else's feet. 7 seconds here.
They're going to switch out the quarterbacks again.
Yeah, get Jaquilin Allen out there. And
actually, they moved Landry to wide receiver. I don't know if they were trying to fool him there, but they got Landry spread way out by the sideline.
Is that Booty? Who's that? No, that's Sophus. That is, looks like the, oh no, here comes Allen. All kinds of confusion here. Timeout LCA. Last timeout of the ball game. Westgate doesn't have any timeouts either. So an interesting week 1 here, Jason. Tough Lafayette Christian defense. 8 games, their first 8 games last year, they shut out their opponents, and they start this season, barring a miracle, with a shutout.
Yeah, and you can see Coach Carter over there coaching up his guys, former linebacker himself, trying to make sure that everybody understands their assignment, knows where they need to be, because again, he knows how dangerous. It only takes 1 reception to the right guy on Westgate, and they could take it to the house.
Jacardi Carter played at Grambling, also played at Northside. Got to go 70 yards here with just under 7 seconds to go. This timeout also helps Westgate get organized.
So you want to identify number 1 first if you're LCA. Find out where he's lined up.
I'm going to press coverage here on these wide receivers. Jaquilin Allen will launch one up there, and it is intercepted by Sage Ryan, and that's your ball game. 0-0 on the clock. Sage Ryan, the only touchdown of the night, and he gets an interception. The two-way player was all over the field, and the Knights have now won 21 in a row as they knock off the 4A Westgate Tigers.
Yeah, how fitting was it? Sage Ryan played running back, scored the only touchdown at running back, played huge on defense, caught some balls at the wide receiver position, and obviously comes up with the final play, the interception to assure the win for Lafayette Christian.
Hard-fought victory for Lafayette Christian. Let's take a look at our play of the game, and you just saw Sage Ryan get the interception. But back in the first quarter, when everybody had fresh legs, Sage Ryan ran into the end zone for the only score of the night.
Yeah, just so multiple. An elite athlete, able to take the ball from the running back position, get into the end zone. Fireworks going off here. LCA secures the win tonight.
And we thought we'd see more fireworks tonight offensively, but Westgate's got to be feeling pretty good defensively what they did here tonight. They really slowed down a good Lafayette Christian offense, and this Knights defense, you wondered if they were able to keep up the pace that they've been able to do in Division IV and in 1A football the last couple of seasons, shutting everybody out. Well, they just shut out a 4A school that has a couple of wide receivers that are going to Division I schools. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll hear from Jacardi Carter, who gets his first win as a head coach. Big night for the Knights as they go 1-0 on the season with a win over Westgate.
Tonight's Game Time Player of the Game is brought to you by Peak Performance. At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete and everyone. Stronger, faster, better. Choose Peak. Check out the stories behind the games. Visit yourview.com/Louisiana.
I'm Brett Favre. As a quarterback in the NFL, if I didn't stay focused, I ended up on my back or worse. Even the smallest distraction could make a good play or offensive drive come to an end. When you're in a car, the smallest distraction could end much more than a drive. It could end someone's life. Just like I refuse to lose on the field, I refuse to lose someone I love to distracted driving. And you should too. Focus on the road. Don't drive distracted. A message from Farm Bureau Insurance.
Do you need to say great job, congratulations, or way to go? Crown Trophy on Sherwood Forest Boulevard in Baton Rouge has the trophy, plaque, acrylic, or crystal award you're looking for. Whether it's for your team, business, or church, come to Crown Trophy. We guarantee the highest level of customer service, and there's no charge for rush orders or trophy engraving. We're nationally known and locally owned. Visit us online to view our catalog at www.crowntrophy.com.
Hey, Joe Martin here. You've seen our commercials over the years, and you may be wondering, what's in it for me? Well, ITI Technical College has been selected by Forbes magazine as a top 32-year college. But even more than that, the reason we do this is you. Our tagline is for a better life, and we mean that. For you to be able to have the life you've always dreamed about, to do the things for your family you've always dreamed about. And it can begin here, where we are dedicated to your success, because here at ITI, the reason we do it is you.
You're watching Game Time on YourView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out yourview.com.
Hard-fought game here tonight between two really good teams in the Lafayette, Acadiana area, but Lafayette Christian comes out on top, beating the Westgate Tigers 7-0 to open up the 2019 season. Jacardi Carter has earned his first victory as a head football coach, and Kate Adams is standing with him right now.
Thanks, Chef. Well, Coach Carter, what an incredible way to end your first game as head coach with that interception at the end of the game. What do you have to say about that?
First and foremost, thank God. Thank God. This was a hard-fought game by both teams. Westgate did a tremendous job. They gave tremendous effort. They really gave us a tough matchup. But to answer your question, that was a great play by a great player. Sage Ryan made a great play on the football.
Well, already starting this season, kind of like last season, you guys had 8 shutouts last season, and first game of the season was a shutout. This year's first game is a shutout. Talk a little bit more about that.
Don't shout us. We had 9 out of 10 shutouts. I'm sorry. I didn't want to. But, yes, ma'am, that's always good. We started off pretty good. We got off to a fast start. We said we wanted to get off to a fast start. We said we wanted to set the tone. We did that. And I'm proud of the defense, proud of the team, the way we played. Tremendous.
Well, your team motto, leave it on E. Do you feel like your players truly lived up to that tonight?
Players and coaches. I'm cramping up. But, yeah, they definitely left it on E. They left it all out there on the field. I'm proud of the effort. It was tenacious.
Well, when you were walking over, you were pouring the water down on your face. But look, I've got this Farm Bureau cooler we present to the winning coach of each game. And you might, if it had ice in it, want to pour it on your face too, huh?
Most definitely. It's a humid one out here tonight.
All right, Coach Carter. Well, look, congratulations on your first win as head coach, and good luck the remainder of the season.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Back to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Kate. Great job down on that field. And, yeah, guys are still stretching it out. They're going to be stretching it out all weekend and then get ready for week 2. This was a game of attrition, as we talked about, with a lot of guys going down with cramping issues. Let's tell you who our player of the game is, and it's that guy right there, Logan Gabriel, who was very tough to bring down here tonight. Had a good game. Look at this on the bad snap, or the mishandled snap, I should say. And Gabriel, 67 yards. It got a lot of them early on, and Westgate eventually really targeted him, swarmed to the football, did some better tackling later on. But Gabriel, he is not a guy that you want to be tackling for 48 minutes, because he brings it. And he helped Lafayette Christian get a win here tonight, 7-0. Next week, again, back in the Lafayette area, we'll be over in Scott, Louisiana, as the Acadiana Rams take on the Ruston Bearcats. North meets South in our Yearview, Louisiana Game of the Week. Friday, September 13th, 7 o'clock. And, of course, all our games are streamed at yearview.com. And that will do it for tonight's broadcast. Want to thank the executive producer of the Game of the Week. That is Eric Coleman, our on-site producer. Cameron Galloway, our director, who always does a terrific job. Walter Volpatti. For Kate Adams down on the sidelines. Jason DeQueer with me here in the broadcast booth. Tommy Cooper, our statistician. I'm Jeff Palermo. Thanks for watching. Lafayette Christian off to a 1-0 start after beating Westgate 7-0 on Game Time.
Technology has made communication easier than ever before, but since it's changing so much, it can be daunting for those who aren't familiar with it, because there is a gap between generations.